Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics.
How's your comic book collection, Brody?
Oh, it's going good, but I've been...
Whenever DC did this, but when they started saying like the Hall of Justice is the public outreach, like public facing Justice League, like museum, like rendezvous point, and then we have the Watchtower where we actually go and do things. I've always liked that's a cool bit of world building. And I will admit,
I agree.
I will admit that like at the end of that Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover on the CW, when they like he's like, I got this warehouse, and you don't know, and then it like zooms out, and you're like, hey, I recognize that. I know what that is. Like that's Seal Cloud works on us, guys. Like, or at least on me sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Like oh, I know that. Hooray! But aside from our discussion on what do you guys think is the cool, basically what we were talking about is what's
coolest
the coolest
superhero base.
Yeah, coolest superhero base, and we kind of, I don't even really know if there is a discussion to be had here. It's the Watchtower. There's just
Justice League Watchtower.
Any
plain and simple
iteration of it, really. But why are we talking about the Watchtower? Because it is a very pivotal object setting to a book we will be talking about this week on Foil Variant. What's up, everybody? It is Thursday night. I'm back, Spencer McCooley. I'm here with my boy, Andrew Rodriguez. We are here to deliver you another round of intellectually honest comic book talk about the week's latest releases. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. It was a really interesting week. Lots of things.
And that's with us only getting to like a fraction of our respective stacks. Like I only read 4 books out of the 14 books that I bought this week.
I think I maybe hit like 2 more over you, because I've also hit Ultimate Hawkeye and I hit Emma, because I thought we might have hit Emma. But yeah, no, it's been a heavy week. When you get to Emma, you're gonna have fun. Just I mean that series has just been good.
It's just been good so far. It gives me my Emma fix, which I have not been able to get for a very long time.
And to this issue, I know last issue was like cool, but I know both of us were kind of like, oh, we didn't really like move.
It was kind of a setup issue.
Yeah, exactly, right? This one, you're like, oh, here we go. Like finally, there is a moment in the book where it's an oh shit, like an out loud, like turn the page. Oh shit, like I can't believe it's that. So it'll be a good book. But aside from that, guys, we've had a lot. We had big DC movement. We had Superman is ramping up like crazy. It is. I know we've talked about this book a lot off and on throughout the show ever since it came back with All In. Mm-hmm. This is, we'll have a lot more to say about it, but it is solidly good right now. And that's kind of a bummer. Like that's kind of the real bummer about it, because we're leading into
It's
DC
a bummer
K.O.
because, we're about to get into DC K.O. And so it's like, well, I'm enjoying this book right now. And then we're just going to move into that event. Was it next month is when we start that?
Yeah. Like, I don't care. I really...
I could not care less.
I'm sure at like issue... I don't know how long it's supposed to be, but like, issue 5, there will be some page splash that makes me go, oh, okay, I'm going to catch up on the story. Like, let me just see what happens. But the premise right now, nothing about it is appealing to me. Like, it doesn't make sense. Why? You know what? I just realized this. Here's my base issue with it, bud, is... Why would the heroes agree to this? You know what I mean? Like, why would they agree? Okay, we're gonna have a winner take all one-on-one tournament. Like, break the rules, save the universe. Like I don't know why you have to play by Darkseid's rules, and so
Yeah.
until they give me a good reason, and they haven't yet.
Well, we don't know. I guess, to be fair, we don't know that much about the event, but considering what the premise is,
Right.
I don't know how much there really is else to tell aside from like, oh, so you're doing Battle World or War World. Okay, you know, I've been here in both universes. Like,
yeah, seriously. Well,
like we're not doing anything new here.
To that point, they just started a new Battle World miniseries this week. So like,
I did see that. Yeah.
I know you probably didn't pick it up. I didn't pick up a physical copy, but
I picked it up off of the shelf and flipped through it real quick because I did see my girl Carol was on there in her Warbird outfit, and then I looked and saw the interior art, and I was just like, it's not good enough for me to care.
It's Marcus Toe. He's very hit or miss whenever he has anything.
Yeah, he's probably one of those super consistent and like timely artists. One of those guys you can probably like really rely on. Like, we need this by this date, and he's got you, and he probably turned it in a couple days early.
Right. He's the guy you tap when it's like, oh, John Romita Jr. got in a car accident. We need this next issue of Spider-Man in like a week. What? And he's like, I already did it. Like what? Yeah. I did it before this phone call was over. Like,
yeah, I saw his tweet, and I banged the whole thing out last night. Like.
There's maybe like just change the costume to whichever Spider-Man is currently like in play right now, and you're good to roll with that.
Yeah.
Issue. But I will say it did have an Ebon foil, but it's again, dude, it's Ebon just sadly doesn't translate that well to foil unless you're specifically.
You'd have to do a spot foil.
Exactly. Yeah. If you do the full treatment, we love Ebon. He's our boy. He's the like certified like approved foil variant artist. It just doesn't. Same with.
He's Peach. Like one of our mascot artists. Yeah,
basically. And like I can even admit that like Peach Momoko for me, she's great. Her foiling doesn't really work, even when you spot foil it. I bought the $40 Amazing Spider-Man Virgin foil. I did it. Don't worry. It's still like it could be better. But that series, that opening issue is actually pretty fun. It is, shout out, it is written by Christos Gage, who is the guy I always get, you know, not I, but we always give credit to for actually making Superior Spider-Man like bearable. So yeah, it's kind of like what we used to see a lot of out of multiverse stories when they were good and not over hashed, where it's a bunch of different versions of these characters all coming together. Like they're all from different timelines, right? So for example, there's a Thor, but it's the Thor from the end of Jason Aaron's run where he is like King Thor, the god, like I just beat the shit out of Gore, right? And then you have Carol in her Warbird suit. You have Henry Pym, whichever one you want to use for him, like from right now, like this current 616 era Pym. You have Bucky from like on the front lines of World War II. You have Spider-Man a day, or what is it? A couple months. It is Spider-Man from that in-between gap of Amazing Fantasy 15 to Spider-Man 1. Like, and so
so super early in his career.
He's like a child, and he is like, it's awesome.
He's like 13.
He straight up is admitting like, I have no idea what's going on here. Like, holy crap. Like, there's a great page where they're all getting attacked. I forget by what, but Spider-Man's like, I am out of my element. Like, I've only been doing this for like a month. I'm 15. I should be at school. And Bucky is just like, crack. Like, hey, there are kids younger than us on the front lines, like with me. Get your shit together. And like just sort of crack. And I'm like, this is really cool. They have Luke Cage, who's taken from the start of the like the time that starts off the issue where he goes and he gets his money back from Dr. Doom. You know that story? So that's like he's got his crown, the afro. He's really full of himself. It's really fun.
He's like cocky power man is what he is.
Yep. Yeah. It's really fun. So hopefully that series keeps going. Obviously I'll keep an eye on it and I'll let you guys know if it's a wreck or if it's not a wreck. But I will say, as averse to the concept as I was when it was announced, it surprised me. I was like, oh, this could actually be fun instead of just. A lot of what Marvel does nowadays, I think that's what it is, Andrew, is Marvel does the thing where they're like, we're going to 2099, or we're going to Age of Apocalypse, but then they don't go to the ones we know. They just like introduce new ones, right? Like a whole different version. And so it's like, I don't really care. Like, oh, we're doing a multiverse battle. 2099 is facing Age of Apocalypse. Oh, I don't even know who these characters are. They're just, that's Ant-Man of 2099 and Apocalypse, or like, Chamber of Apocalypse or whatever. Cool. I guess, like whatever, don't really care. So I think that's where the big difference is. But aside from that, guys, we have Superman to talk about. We have everything related to that. We'll we'll stop by some new history of the DC Universe because we got another issue. Not a lot to talk about, but just some fun things for us. It's going to be for us, all right?
There's some fun moments to just quickly touch on.
Exactly.
Sure.
And so, and then, of course, we got another issue of Ultimate Spider-Man, which continues to just be the book. Like, I can't believe how Hickman, like, just every month, man. Every month we get an Ultimate Spider-Man issue. No matter what it is, it's fantastic. So, that's basically what we've got on deck for tonight. Aside from that, Andrew, before we kick off everything, before we start talking to everybody, you got anything to talk about? What's going on with you? You excited for tomorrow?
I'm excited for tomorrow.
This is your early stream alert to go pre-order RIPPAVERSE number 5. Andrew's debut story will be in there. Oh, that is not the right browser window. Where is it? Nobody cares about my promo tweet for the stream. Let's go. There we go. RIPPAVERSE number 5. This is your start of the stream reminder. Oh no, did I killed over Andrew. Hold on. I put on the Phantom Box. Didn't mean to do that. There he is. Okay.
I love that it's called the Phantom Box when it's literally my personified avatar.
That's what it is. The graphic is named Phantom Mav and Phantom Wolf for like when
I love it.
Turn it on. But yes, guys. Start a stream reminder. Go pre-order Andrew's debut story. His debut. Just in general debut, not just RIPPAVERSE debut, but like debut comic book creation, debut script, all that fun stuff. Go pre-order it now. Closes tomorrow
night, 11 p.m. Central.
Yeah, I never know like the times, but yeah, closes tomorrow, 11 p.m. Central. So that'll be about 9 o'clock Pacific time. So 9 o'clock Pacific time, midnight East Coast time. That sounds about right. So get over there, lock it down, and I got my copies. You guys better as well, because this will be a collector's item. And if you do buy it, go bug Andrew at every like a convention appearance or whatever and get that signature on it. All right, like
you want my scribble book on the cover?
Oh, yeah. My scribble on the cover. Get out of here! It automatically, like what do you call it? Is like boosts the value if you get the creator, the man himself signing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's just hope you don't end up like Ethan Van Sciver and your big old #1 debut issue.
No, my book's actually shipping. So.
Well, no, not that one. Obviously, nobody is considering. Nobody's going to be speaking about Cyberfrog in the active tense. Like nobody, like present tense. It's not a thing. It's a smokescreen. But I was referring to. I was going to say, put your signature on it, and hopefully you don't end up like EVS, where your big debut is thrown into a secondhand shop with your signature on it on Green Lantern Rebirth #1 for $1. Like, I still can't believe I have that. I wouldn't have even gotten it if it wasn't $1. Like, it's cool. Like admit objectively, everything about EVS aside, to have the signature of a giant artist on a giant, like, monumental run and on the first issue.
Green Lantern Rebirth was a big deal.
And that's pretty cool.
It's a great book.
Like, objectively. I wouldn't have bought it if it was for anything more. Like, if it was like $7, right? I still would have been like, no, too much. But because it was one singular dollar, I said, I bet I can make Andrew laugh with this. And I did. Yeah. And that was worth it. That was all that was worth.
I did get me a chuckle out of that. But yes, guys, please consider pre-ordering RIPPAVERSE #5. The standard cover's only $8. We have a collector's embossed and foiled cover, which would be $20. But this is a nice thick magazine. It's got previews for some of our upcoming books. But most importantly to me is the 16-page short story debut of the character I created for the RIPPAVERSE. His name is Zephyr Arlen. Blue Shift Tryouts is the name of the story. And he is going to be our RIPPAVERSE speedster. Fingers crossed if people like the story enough to demand more. Otherwise, I get to just continue writing the silly little pigeon comic strips that I do in every zine.
Like, what if I just like flood Eric's inbox with like demand and like make an artificial like thing, and he's like, "Oh, we gotta do. You'll at least get another issue. You'll at least get another
server
issue.
bots.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll take this like Twitter style with all the bots, all the Chinese bots and Russian bots and
that's
Indian
exactly
bots.
What I was gonna say. I was like, I'm gonna get bot farms from India, China, every time zone, just to make sure it's like send Eric a good like 30 messages an hour. That's like, we want blue shift number like 2 or number 1 or whatever that officially will be called. And then correct me if I'm wrong. It's the bottom cover that is the embossed foil one, and it's the top one that is normal. Correct?
Correct.
Awesome. Yeah. So either way, guys, I feel like it's almost a disservice to like piecemeal it out, saying like, oh, we have an $8 one and a $20 one. You can get both of these for like less than $30. That's insane. Like, that's a good deal. So just
it's like 25 or $26, I think, for the bundle.
So you're getting collector's item. You're getting foil treatment on one of them. They're pretty decently big. Like they are not game manual inserts. They are actual magazines. So definitely get your bang for your buck there. So with that, we will, of course, remind you and bug the hell out of you about this at the end of the stream. But until then, let's get into you guys. Let's start talking to you guys. Let's see what you guys are all up to, and then we'll get into some comic books. We had, look at that. We had Jen Saska stopping by, or both of them, I guess, because I didn't realize.
It's
Jen
both
itself.
of them.
Yeah. We had the Saska stopping by saying, let's freaking go. Hey, shout out to them. Obviously, they've got to be excited for the magazine to come out, because I know, aside from supporting their boy, don't they have an interview, right? Like they
do the interviews.
Yeah.
They do the interviews for all the creators. That's kind of like their deal in the zines. They'll very frequently have an interview with creators who are important to that specific issue.
Right. So they'll be talking to you.
They will, actually. So there's going to be a pretty lengthy interview with myself, as well as one with my artist, Eddie Souza. So look forward to that, because I think, at least I tried to be insightful. The Saskas are very good at asking good questions that you can't just give a quick yes or no answer to. You actually have to
on that, like, actual media, or not actual, that sounds rude, but like on movies, like tours, right? Like talk to the press. So like, they absolutely know what they're doing when it comes to that. And so I appreciate them. They're very talented. If you guys haven't already, you should also order RIPPAVERSE number 4, which has their short story, Catch and Kill. Very, very good investigative reporting story. Number 2, number 1, not pre-order, but go buy them. Just buy them all.
Yeah.
Bundle them up.
Just buy them now.
Get your subscription service. Cut out that shipping, at least on those ones. I don't know about anything else. I'm not a legal representative of the company, so take your inquiries and your false advertisement complaints to Andrew on Twitter all weekend. Just bug the hell out of him.
Bug me.
Aside from that, we've got Mike. Whoa, we got Mike Early. What's going on, buddy?
My brother.
Very happy to see you. Always a pleasure to hang out with you. We've got Zero. He is here. Always a pleasure to have you, buddy. Clone Geek is here. Says Superman is a book that is somehow better when it's tying into events. I can't remember the last time it was tying into events. So I don't think you're wrong, because at least with what we're seeing right now, like that's part of what Andrew and I are going to talk about.
If we're strictly talking about the main Superman book, at least right now, yes, but I feel like the story itself is more interesting right now before it actually ties into KO. Everything right now is super interesting, but like once we get to KO, I just don't care. But also on top of that, I would say Superman Unlimited isn't tied into really anything, and that's been a solid book.
It's a solid book. It's still doing the like mostly self-contained in one issue stories, and then a little teaser for like an overarching thing. Dan Slott continues to deliver like the silent winner, or like the dark horse. Like he's
like the second surprise of the year when it comes to comics right now. Like he's delivering a solid book, and Gail Simone is delivering the best X book. So
consistent, like still with no asterisks, no fanboy cope. Like it is straight up the best book.
No, because there's been like one, maybe 2 issues where we've been like, like that wasn't a bad issue, but it was just kind of okay.
It was just kind of meh. And to be fair, those issues, like I remember one of them was nothing. I don't even remember what it was, but I know it was kind of like meh. And then the Mutina one, that one we did not care for Mutina. But to be fair to Gale, like we did give this, even though weren't a fan. It's like she's clearly setting something up with that. So maybe when this all like concludes, we go, oh, okay, that was a really like now in retrospect we see that was a good issue. That was a good move and all that. I'll be honest, I don't see that with Mutina just because like that character concept I do not care about. But hey, she surprised us this far. She surprised us this far. We've got Punk in the chat says, hey chat and the boomers. Hey, we made it pretty much on time tonight with no tech issues. I think this is the kind of the best we've ever shot off. So good on us. Good on us. I'm going to give us a win there. Let's see. We've got Subhuman 84. I don't know why I said the numbers. We never say the numbers. I'm just getting wrapped up in the moment. But did someone say comics? We said comics. We said comics. The collective, you know, probably 80% of the active comic buying audience right now is on this panel. So, of course, we said comics. Let's see. Clone Geek says, House of Brainiac was good. Which was House of Brainiac? That was the one right before Absolute Power, right, Clone Geek, where they revealed,
I think that was before Absolute Power.
I did really
I wasn't reading that.
That is true. I did really like that one. See, that was another moment where it was like, I didn't care about the book, and then I saw somebody say like, wow, look, big splash image of all these Brainiacs. The DCAU Brainiac is here. I can't believe we haven't seen him. And I went, all right, what is it? Like how did this happen? Is it good? Is it bad? And then I went, oh shit, it's actually pretty good. But yeah, I think Clone Geek, what Andrew and I are saying is like in those lead ups, like as it's sort of the reverse problem that we've been talking about for the last few weeks, where like most books, when they know an event is coming or a reboot, kind of stall out because they're like, we know we have that storyline coming up. We can't really change much. So Flash, go fight some bees, right? Like Superman has the opposite problem. That's the reference point now. Like Flash, go fight some bees.
I understood that reference, and my eyes are rolling into the back of my skull.
What even is that villain's name? Like I don't remember. I
don't remember.
I keep going to Swarm, but that's the Spider-Man one. Like
I don't remember because that was one of the most unmemorable things ever to happen to the Flash.
But Superman has the opposite problem where once we start getting like lead ups into things, we get really sort of interesting storylines. Not necessarily because of it. It just so happens whenever they're setting things up, they happen to do something really well with Superman. I still kind of disagree with the resolution, but I recall that the same thing happened in Infinite Crisis, where in the Superman books right before we officially popped off, that was when we had the storyline of Max controlling him, right? Like the 2 or 3 issues of Maxwell Lord taking over him and setting him after Wonder Woman. And then that's the lead up. That's where at the start of Infinite Crisis 1, they have him like captured, and that's where she goes, and that starts off everything. So like, again, I don't like the resolution of Diana just going, okay, crack, because while she would, that feels too Snydery for him. Like the setup wasn't there. But like something about, you know, greatest hero alive being controlled by, you know, an unknown psychic. There's something there, even though it's kind of generic. You could do something with that. But we'll talk about it. We got a lot going on in that Superman book. Let's see. What else do we got? Subhuman says, if DC decided to make a Batman Beyond movie, would you want it to be live action or animated? I'd say animated. What about you?
Animated.
I just don't think you can do the suit right in live action. Like, even if you tried to do a 1-to-1 recreation of like what it looks like on the screen, like no MCU lines, no crazy additions, it's still gonna look weird. Did you remember in, what is it, Arkham City, I think, or one of them, they have the Beyond suit as one that
they have the Beyond suit both in City and in Night. And in City, it looks basically 1-to-1 like the cartoon, right?
They like mat it out and like cover his mouth, and
it doesn't translate very well into the game that way. And then in Night, they like meched it out and made it too robotic and cyborg looking, and it didn't look good to me. it was over detailed. I don't like what they did with the mouth.
That's my big thing, is like the white mouth is stylistically cool on the character in animation, because our brains are filling in like he's moving his mouth in the mask or whatever, and our brains allow that suspension of disbelief. But then in the game, they made it so like the teeth were all individually like glowing white, and I'm like, what is this? Is so you just a light in the mouth, Bruce? Choice. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't truly understand it. So I think animated would be a good move. There was that like prospectus, whatever you call it, like the pitch floating around like a year or two ago of the Spider-Verse artist who was like, I want to do a Batman Beyond. This is what it would look like. That looked really cool. They really leaned in all the neon and futurism. I would just really hope they avoid making it too much of a Spider-Man clone, right? Like and more, or Spider-Verse clone. And by that, I mean, I'm not so worried about the story, because Spider-Verse is all, multiverse. And I don't think a Beyond movie would do that, but the animation style, because that choppy off beat animation that you see you see it in K-pop Demon Hunters. That's the big one now, right? Like Sony is the one who's nailing it with K-pop Demon Hunters and Spider-Verse, but people are trying it more now. And so I just feel like if you did a Batman Beyond movie that was too Spider-Verse-y like that, it would just feel like
it would not land well.
Exactly. Everybody would just go, oh, this is lame. Like they're just playing catch up again.
This is across the Batverse.
Oh my god. I would scream. Like the Spider Family thing is already annoying, right? Mm-hmm. But I can understand the multiversal concept, at least like in the first movie, of all the spiders from different universes coming together. I don't really like the Spider Society all hanging out. Like that's really stupid to me. But because like, what, shouldn't you be superheroing? Like shouldn't you be out in your own universes? Like not hanging. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, I don't even remember where I was going with that anymore. Now I'm just really mad about that entire concept of like the Spider Society not doing their jobs.
The Spider Society is stupid.
I hate it. I hate Web Warriors. I hate Spider Family. Like, but if they did a Bat Family thing, you just know that Bat Family thing is way too like Tumblr AstroTurf. Like that crowd loves it. So it would just be a lot of that, and I don't want it. I don't want it. Surprisingly,
keep it away.
Did you ever watch Lil Batman? Like that special they did on HBO? Like the really oddly animated one that was like here, I'll pull up a picture of it.
Is that based off of the Little Gotham graphic novel?
No, yes and no. Here, I'll where I'm just trying to get a good graphic of it because all of them are just showing him. There it is. Pardon me. Jump over to the browser real quick. Oh, come on. I have like 7 browsers open with RIPPAVERSE number 5. I don't know which one is the right one. Here we go. This series. Do you remember like this like little
No, I did not see that.
Oh, it's about, so that's Damien, and it's basically like kind of like a it's just like a wholesome kind of cartoon, like a very I don't know. It's about Damien, who's like, I want to be Batman. Like, I should be Batman. So he dresses up as a little Batman, and he starts like, trying to be like his dad. And it's like just a little like comedy. He keeps trying to save things, and his dad's watching from above and helping him out while he's not. It's cute. And even though it looks like, what are we doing here? Like, what is this style? What is this premise? It was actually surprisingly fun. And so I was like, all right. I just wanted to bring that up because I thought about it earlier this week. It is the like name and the like the design of Damien is supposed to evoke like the Lil Gotham stuff, but it's not necessarily a Lil Gotham like I don't think Dustin Nguyen got any credit for it, which sucks.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look anything like his art.
Yeah,
it looks like Cartoon Network art for like Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah. That's definitely what it feels like. There we go. Let's see. Clone Geek says, here. We'll hold on to this. This is about new history. We'll hold on to that, Clone Geek. But we also have we have Mary. What is going on? I could use an IPA right now. I wish it was Saturday and I didn't have any work to. Oh, Jealous. Elysium.
I'm about to finish
For
this
space.
one. In fact, I'm probably gonna, before we actually talk about comics, I'm probably gonna go get a second one.
Absolutely, as you should. As you should. Let's see here. We also have I think that's about everybody's hanging out now. Clone Geek says, if Kevin Conroy was still alive, I'd try to have all the animated Batman team up in a film. I was kind of bummed that never happened. Like, I'm a big fan of those sort of moments, right? Like, they are fan servicey, but when you can reasonably,
I got all that I needed in early Batman Beyond. We got, you know, when he when they were captured by Raish, and
who is it? What am I
when
no, I
you know,
but who was his voice? If it's all the animated Batman,
I mean, it was, well, not, it wasn't all, but it was enough. It was just
Terry?
it was just him and Terry. That's all I needed.
Adam West, hello, like
I'm not a fan of the Adam West Batman era.
He's still there, and and or like the Super Friends Batman, you could have gotten that one. And Lego Batman, who was that? That was Will Arnett, right? So
I think that's right.
He technically still counts. I don't need a big like super crossover like thing, but just sort of like, again, just Marvel keeps fucking this up. They did it again in Marvel Zombies, but it's like they keep jumping through universes and showing you like, here's a different universe, but they never like, you have so much like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, when they like Kamal and him were falling, and it was like, we're in Water World, we're in Goo World, we're in Paint World,
and they spent half a second in each one, didn't do anything with it.
But also like, you have like, make a 2099, like you fall through 2099, you're falling through Age of Apocalypse, even if it's not something you're gonna pursue, or like it's a blink and you'll miss
fans would have just appreciated the tease and nostalgia.
That's exactly it. And
it's just an Easter egg.
Exactly. And the audience would have been fine. They would have seen like, oh, they're jumping through a bunch of different dimensions all the same, yada yada. So
well, the normie audience doesn't know the difference, and so I mean they really clapped for the weird, you know, effect that they did do with, now we're in Water Universe, now we're in Paint Universe, and all that. Like, they clapped for that because they're normies and they don't know any better. So they would have clapped for the actual cool stuff too.
Oh man, I just popped open some MCU film. Like I popped it open because I was looking at something, and it just like kept playing. I don't remember which one it was, but yeah, like that's one of the things that like they keep doing it, and you have so much to like. You are comic books, multiverses are your thing. Stop being so lame. Like, do cool things. Let's see. Hey, Chuck is here. What's going on, Chuck? Chuck says Courage was funny. It was, and I think it's one of those cartoons that I appreciate more as like an adult, like seeing the production and the writing and everything. Like, it was funny as a kid and creepy as a kid, but I think I get a lot more out of it now, which I feel like is everything, right? Let's see. Clone Geek asks, this is, okay, I'm only bringing this one up because you and I were kind of talking about this. Clone Geek asks, what if there was an Elseworlds where Jay Garrick was a founder of the Justice League? We were actually talking the other day about like Jay kind of, he gets respect, but not enough respect, and they kind of throw him to the side a little bit more, and it sucks, right? Because Jay is great.
He used to get more respect back in the 2000s.
I mean, I popped open Final Crisis, and there's that whole bit where they're like, where Wally and Barry are going, all right, we're gonna, Black Racer, time slows down in a vortex, like this is, or in a singularity, this is what we do. And they get ready to run, and Wally's like, or Barry tells Jay, like, hey, you don't have to run with us. Like, we're gonna go Mach. And he's like, I can still run like with you guys. Like I'll go as far as I can. Don't count me out yet. Like, he's always like, he was like that in Infinite Crisis with one of the best moments when he like falls out and he's holding his hat and he's like, Jay, what's wrong? The Speed Force, it's gone. Like, love that moment. Love that entire, and then Bart pops out like 5 seconds later and goes, I didn't get him. I didn't get him. He's back. And Superboy Prime shows up. But speaking of Superboy Prime, you want to get into some comics?
Let's get into some comics.
Where do you want to start this week? Do you want to start over in DC? Do you want to start over in Image, or not Image, Marvel? Do you want to give a quick update on Witchblade? I know I don't even think you've read this one, right? Or yet, right?
Well, I read the most recent issue. That was what, last week?
Yeah, okay, that's
where I had like 4 or 5 different covers. But this week I actually had to order this because I have not seen it pop up in my shop, and this excuse me, this came out in August. This is the second volume of the trade. And I yet to see it pop up.
You had to get it like
in my
special ordered?
I had to order it off Amazon.
Oh, off of Amazon. That's what I mean. Yeah, that's weird.
Because I kept looking for it every single week, never saw it come in, and so I was like, well, to heck with it. So I got that. But I also oh gosh, finally got all of these as well. So this is all the trades for
Lady Mechanica. That's awesome.
So I have all of those.
Does it go to a different publisher? It looks like there's a non-Image logo on some of the spines, or is it just a different logo?
It's still Image, but it's Joe Benitez had his own imprint.
Okay.
There's Benitez Productions.
So they started like adding that onto some of them.
Yeah. So that's still on the more recent ones, but it's there were just a couple of volumes where it only has that on the spine, which that does bug my OCD.
Oh, I know, yeah.
But I'm excited to have all of them.
I have to stare at my compact comics with their changing DC bullet logos, and
oh gosh, yeah.
No, there's no way like if I arrange them by like logo, it's not satisfying because all the like runs are from all over the place and different names and different characters. So it's like it's only logos. I hate this. But
yeah,
to your point or to your question, Clone Geek, I think that Jay, if you make him any foundational member to anything, he's going to I don't want to say he's like the heart, maybe like the heart. See, I was gonna say he's the heart, but I feel like everybody in the JSA is a heart. And the Flash family and main members of the Justice League. So like Jay is your I always look at Jay.
I mean, he's your voice of reason. He's like the godfather of the Flash family. Like everybody looks up to Jay if you're writing the Flash family correctly. Yes. Everybody, if you do not show respect to Jay, get out. You got no business writing these characters.
No, if there's any Jay disrespect, like and that even extends to, even though I did not like it and you and I don't like it, like the Earth 2 Jay, right? Like from New 52 wasn't the best. But if I see somebody talking shit on him, especially if they use that as like a reason against his entire character, I get defensive. I'm like, you don't get to talk shit on him. Like that, we can do that. He's our family. He's not your family. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
exactly.
For me, Jay is he's like the realist idealist, if that's what it means. If that means anything, right? Like I feel like he's that voice that's there when Wally and Bart and Barry are faced with, holy shit, we're gonna fight the real world, like our world's concept of being erased, and we're gonna like how do you fight nature cosmic? And do we maybe just sacrifice one of us? Do we have to? Jay is the one who goes, no, like no matter what we do, we have to, like, you fight on the right side. I know how easy it would be and how tempting it is to, okay, Wally, you sacrifice yourself and everybody goes home. But that's not who we are, right? Like he's almost like Captain America. I would kind of put him like that. Like he delivers banger speeches, I would imagine.
He really does.
I think it's Smallville or there's some JSA story or Justice League story that starts in like World War I or World War II, where Jay is like a frontline courier with his like super speed, and he has one of the like Rocketeer style jackets with like a big bolt on it. And I'm like, I want a story about that. Like make that an Elseworld concept. Oh, I've got a picture of it. I use it as a reference all the time because I'm like, I love it.
You'll have to show me because I don't remember that. Not off the top of my head.
And again, you probably don't because it's the Smallville comics, right? Like,
it's from the comic.
Yeah. Sorry, did I not say comic? I meant it's.
No, you just said Smallville, and I was like, I think they just had an Easter egg of having his helmet in the show.
They did it because that was
in the Hall of Justice.
Yeah, exactly. When they visited the JSA. Where is it? I know it's sitting around here somewhere on my computer. And if it's not in this folder, I will not waste anybody else's time. But it is not. Well, I will send it to you. I'll post it on Twitter. Everybody can find it. I'm not going to waste everybody's time looking for it because I know if I try to Google it, well, maybe I'll give Google one shot. While
you're doing that, I'm going to grab my other IPA.
I'll be right back. Do it. Jay Garrick, Smallville, costume, World War II. Pop it up for me. Be a hero. There it is. Oh, wow. It actually did pop up. That's pretty damn cool. Put it here. Pull that up. Yeah, this look for Jay was always really cool to me, guys. Like Rocketeer style, like half jacket, just regular like work, like combat pants and like a belt. Like, I don't know, this rules. Let's see. I don't remember if he had his helmet. Let's I'm sure the DC wiki, which is actually a pretty good wiki, would tell us. They didn't. Okay, great. Well, either way, yeah, I just really like this appearance for Jay. It's pretty cool. And when Andrew gets back, maybe he can weigh in on it. But
I am back.
Oh, he's back. So this is the Jay I was talking about. He like they go to, he gets like locked up or something, but then they find him. He like disobeys like an order to do something like a war crime in World War II. He gets locked up. He's like obviously still young because of the Speed Force, and then they go like get his help at some point, and that's why he like pops out. He's like, I used to be the Flash, like what's up? And then he helps Clark do something. But who even remembers any of that? I just really like the design. Like this is a really cool.
I think that's a really
Flash.
good design. I like that a lot better than just the long sleeve shirt personally.
I like the long sleeve shirt for what it is. Like you know, the 1930s superhero costume. Like, of course, everybody had like. I'm not mad at it, but this feels like a good update to that. Like,
yeah, I feel like Jay. If I were writing the Flash currently, I would I would put Wally back in his iconic suit instead of this stupid crap that we have right now.
We might, considering what happened, like. In new history, oh, never mind. Hold on, I see what you're saying. Get rid of the whole. I thought you were saying like I want to make his standard suit the old one again, like his shiny red one. Not talking because like, yes, you're talking about the current like black and red one that we hate, and you just want it to go back. But I thought you were talking about the overall weird thing they keep doing, where like they keep giving like Wally Barry's costume and then Barry Wally's costume.
Well, that's
like,
yeah, that
go
too.
back
So
to like giving it to Wally, like make that his standard again. We don't need to be messing around with it.
Make that the standard. Keep the whiteout eyes instead of the eye cutouts, which was Barry's thing. You can have the like more angled and shorter belt that's not necessarily connected.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind that either. That differentiates it a bit more from Barry's suit again.
Except they like the thing the Flash suit does with its not connecting bolt, like Wally's suit, that I like, and I've been noticing a lot of newer designs don't do it because it's probably like a modern design trope or whatever. Like it's just what they've all adapted to, but it's the like half like if you have a belt, right? Like they only like extend to, how do I get like right here.
Yeah,
right? like the Man of Steel suit was like that. I hate that. Like, but the Flash suit brings it in just enough where it's like,
bring it in more.
All you're missing is a belt buckle, right? Or like not missing, but like that's the space,
I know what you mean.
There. Yeah.
Leave just enough negative space there. I would absolutely update Jay's costume. I'd still want it to feel like Jay's costume, but we can update it a little bit. Obviously, you got to keep the helmet. There's no getting rid of the helmet. That is the thing.
And there is no modifying that helmet. Like,
no, there isn't. It's perfect.
You can't put exactly like, even to me, like I really like the visual. I don't know why. I always have of like the GI helmets with like the straps hanging down or like when the straps are on. You could realistically, that could be done for Jay to update the helmet. But I still like, even though I like that, I still think like no, like that.
Yeah, it doesn't need any modification. It's just kind of perfect as it is.
Even if you put a strap on it, well, then you're killing a lot of the disbelief, right? Because it's like,
correct.
Oh, now like, oh, that's how it stays on. Well, then now how does everything else? Where now it's like it's Speed Force. I don't gotta explain anything. Like,
it's the Speed Force. We don't need to worry about any of that nonsense. Like, God bless the Speed Force for solving a lot of problems and explaining away a lot of problems.
Speed Forces. What else is there? There's like sliding time scale. Marvel. You're devils for that one. Like it bugs us, but I can't deny that. Like, oh, that was a smart move by you guys. Like for the
it was smart.
Audience. Like
it's obnoxious, but it was smart for what their plan for it was. But I would absolutely update Jay's outfit, and honestly, having it more like this is something I would probably lean into doing. I'd want to do something maybe a little more unique with the belt.
Oh yeah, I think you could do something. You could probably put
and something with his shoes, or something with his boots. Like I would lean a little bit more into the Hermes imagery there. I think, or the Mercury. I don't know about sandals necessarily. Maybe a design on the top of the boot. It'd be tricky to not overdo, but a design on the top of the boot that would give just enough of a hint at, oh, you're going for a Hermes design here, or a Mercury design here, but not overdo it such that it's like, why is he just wearing sandals, right? Or why does it look like he has a sandals outline on his boot?
I think this is how you do it, right? World War II, as with any time in history, war, blah blah blah. Technology. Everybody's investing. Everybody's trying to find the new weapon to win or whatever. New suits, new whatever. You can say, okay, Jay, he is fighting in World War II, so we're the U.S. Army. We're going to equip him. The government. We designed you these special shoes, right? Like, so you can get your design in, and then this is what I would do. So the boot itself from the government would have to. You give it that sandal look, but it would still have to look very like uniform military.
It'd have to have some sort of a military feel to it still.
And then what you do is you have Jay himself, like he gets the boots, and then let's say he's about to go out on a mission with Alan, right? And they're in the plane, and it's about to open the hatch, and Alan looks down and he goes, "What are you doing?" And you see Jay, like he's putting on like little paper wings because he's like, before I deployed, I really liked, the Greek classics because Jay is kind of a little artsy, or not.
Yeah.
He's more like fine arts inclined. So, this is just for me, like I'm putting these on for me because it reminds me of, boom, that's how you do it. Because you could not have the military going like, here, we put little wings on your boots because.
Right. Yeah, they wouldn't do that.
Doing that. So
I think there are two ways that you could do that. You could still keep that setup, but then Alan leverages some was it the not the it's not the green heart,
you're close. You're close.
And
you're gonna be mad. And you're gonna be mad if you don't get it. I know you are.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna bug the crap out of me.
It's the star heart.
The star, the star heart.
The easy. I know.
I knew heart was in there. I was just forgetting. But yeah, he leverages some magic there, and he like those paper wings now transform into their gold metal wings on his boots. Or you could set up something more emotional where maybe Jay has like he built and fostered a close friendship with someone who was a pilot, like an ace pilot in World War II. That. And that pilot gets shot down, he dies, and Jay, like as a keepsake, takes his wings, and that's what he puts on his boots.
And like, snaps it in half or whatever and puts like one on each outside of his boot. And he's like, and you know what? This isn't a sell point, but this is something I just imagined like something cool you could do is like they're getting deployed. Alan sees like the wings or whatever. Jay tells him about him. That plane, boom, immediately shot down, right? So now they're all falling. Jay and Alan probably don't have gear because they're superheroes or whatever. As they're falling, Alan uses this magic or whatever to have fun and like make his wings like move and flap and help Jay land instead of just letting him fall or catching him with a green bubble, which cool, but like you can do more with it. And then you can just have Alan being like, he could say something about like, I'm not playful, but like, army like playful. We all know what I'm talking about, right? Just like, I got you or whatever. Like your buddy was looking out for you. Something like that. But the J of it all aside, what do you say we talk some new comics and then where do you want to start? Do you just want to keep on going with DC since we're here?
Yeah, and honestly, let's just quick hit the events of the new history of the DCU.
That's where I was going. Because this one is super easy, guys. So this week we got the latest issue of the new history of the DC universe as is being transcribed by Mark Waid. So far, the first two issues there was a lot to talk about in there because there was a lot of, the overall
there was a lot more kind of new-ish information or reframing of information. Whereas with issue 3, it was just like, this was the stuff that happened. And I was kind of like, I know.
Yeah, that is kind of, I know is kind of the exact best description for this book, because obviously, as you guys might or know or remember or whatever, the point of this book is to give us a new consolidated timeline of everything for the first time since, I believe, what was it, Andrew? Like the start of the New 52, right? Like when we get our favorite discount discount Robin rent-a-store, like
gosh, yeah.
That's so we got that.
It was
but then
buy two get two free practically is what that was, man.
And then like calling you up afterwards and be like, hey, you're a valued customer. Are you in the like we have some new Robins in stock in case you need one. But
would you like to trade in yours for the new model? Like that's
we'll take it. We'll take anything, even if it's heavily damaged.
Right?
But yeah, so we've had a lot of events since then. We've had, the Dark Crisis, we've had Dark Knights and Dark Knights Metal. We've had we've had like Multiversity happen. So there's been a lot of stuff that has thrown in new elements of canon and retcon some things. So as is pretty common, every once in a while, comic book companies will go, all right, let's give you guys like a guidebook to say, this is where everything is right now. As Andrew was saying, in the first 2 issues, because they were dealing with, so it's a 4-issue miniseries. They're all dealing with certain eras of DC. So the first one was the Golden Age, the Bronze Age, no, not the Bronze Age, the Golden Age, all the early
Silver.
Silver, that's what I meant. Thank you. All the Silver Age, all the Detective Comics 41, Action Comics 1, all of that stuff. Then number 2 was the like Crisis era up until what was it that we left on here? It goes up to the Crisis. That's right.
Yeah, it ends with Crisis on Infinite Earths because that's where this one picks up.
Yeah, and then here we get the time period from Crisis to, I believe we go up to Flashpoint. It ends right after Final Crisis. So that's
ends
That's right.
With the final page of this issue is Barry saying, because the prior page, Barry is saying Wally West with a little help from a special, friend or something like that. And then he says in the final page, and Wally's special friend was me. I was not actually dead. And it says something else, but then he mentions
but I didn't know
I was about to destroy everything.
Exactly.
Is what he basically says.
And then we'll get Flashpoint, probably the first page of the next one, and then up until
I would imagine.
Now. Yeah. So
there's not that much that would be memorable in between those things.
It's just Flashpoint, right? There's Flashpoint, and then
that's not entirely true. We'll get Blackest Night.
That was in here. That's all.
Am I tripping?
I think you are. We'll get through it. Unless
it can't be. It can't be because Blackest Night was after Final Crisis. Because Blackest Night was right after Flash Rebirth.
But all of that War of the Light stuff was after her. When was Sinestro Corps? That was because Sinestro Corps was before Final Crisis, so all the Spectrum was already introduced.
It was introduced.
Here, wait, pause. I just realized the thing that you and I are forgetting. Lantern and Batman didn't reset. Remember? So all of those events were playing out after Final Crisis and Flashpoint, but they were technically like way accelerated because those were the 2 books that they were like, Grant Morrison is doing Batman and Johns is doing the War of Light stuff. We can't interrupt these storylines. So that's, I think, where it gets muddy. And I think that's maybe one of the things they clarify here. And actually, I have an asterisk. We'll address it. We'll talk about it when we get to that page. But yeah, to what Andrew was saying, because those first 2 issues dealt with eras that were very malleable, that have very much been, edited and changed around. And then especially in the first issue where you're smashing up all of these different universes into a new one, you got to say their origins. Like, how does everything mix together and all that? So there was a lot there. Here, it's kind of what Andrew said, I know, because none of these events have really changed over the years. I feel like these have all remained pretty consistent ever since
they pretty much
introduced.
left them as is. I think the only real thing that's changed about any of them, and it's not even addressed in this because it would technically be in the next issue if they acknowledge Flash Rebirth, is I guarantee we'll get a retcon to, because it's already been retconned in main DC continuity. Barry did not create the Speed Force.
I hope they retcon that, because that is
they need to retcon that.
That is how it is right now, guys. It wasn't like that until Rebirth. It's a really dumb plot point. It
was literally just and I hate the term because it's an internet term, and I have a rule of kind of hating internet terms for the most part, but it was just Jeff Johns and Dan DiDio glazing Barry Allen.
It really, that entire
how can we make Barry Allen the most important thing ever?
Which it made me so mad. I'm still mad to this day, man, that we will never... I don't even know if anybody at DC even remembers this, because for all Dan Didio sucks, he might be the only person who remembers this. One of the things I loved so much when I was getting into the Flash in DC, like as a kid, and then again as a teenager, was the fucking... Wally, Barry will be here on your 3 worst fucking days of your life to help you. And we got 2. Never got that last one. And they were going like that, like this one, you'll need me for this one. Like, I'm here for emotional support here on these 2, but you'll need, like, it's bad. Gone. Nobody's ever mentioned it again because Barry's alive. And I'm like... Yeah.
And not even... And the thing is, he hasn't even been there for him on a bad day, like, in current main continuity, because like he was against him in Flash War. He was, but I will push back in one instance, and it's one of those rare ones that you and I can like acknowledge that we like. When he Rebirth, like the special, when he pulls Wally out of the Speed Force, because he's like, I remember you. Well, would we count that as like a worst day of his life though? Or are you just saying being there to help him? I was just saying like being there to help him. Okay. Yeah. Because I wouldn't count that among like potential like 3 worst days, but you are correct in that he absolutely, I mean, he brought him back into continuity, right? Like, so I was like, okay, well, I guess I can't be mad at you for that one. Barry somehow defied like canon, not like, I don't know that, like, he did not know Wally. Like that was that that Barry, no knowledge of any Wally. But as soon as it like Speed Force like brushed against his mind, he like fought against that memory loss and was like, no, I know what's happening here. Like, I can grab this, and boom, we got him. I think that was pseudo explained early on in the Rebirth era. I think it was more explained in Titans than it was in the Flash. Oh yeah, where Wally says that like because of his temporal connection and being disconnected from the timeline, and it was some hokey comics explanation. Let's be real. But like when he touched any of the Titans, that's why it triggered it unlocked their memories of him, right? And so I think specifically with Barry, because he's a Flash, because he's a Speed Force conduit, and one of them arguably most important ones, like, and the connection that he did have with Wally, even though he hadn't physically touched him yet, I think just as you mentioned, like with their Speed Force energy, like brushing up against each other, that was close enough. That's all you needed. And I'm just realizing, this is funny. As we all know, DC often tries to, make, I don't want to say like they make Wally Spider-Man, but they're obviously existing in the same niche of like younger, wisecracking or heroes among the more senior ones or whatever. I just realized like the Wally has to touch you to re-jog your memory. It reminds me of when Spider-Man was like, Doctor Strange, can you get rid of like everybody knowing my identity? But in the comics, he couldn't just make that not happen. So he put like that barrier up. But if you if Peter said, it's me, all of your memories would like come flooding back. And you're like, oh yes, of course. Right. I know that. Like, you're Peter, of course. So look at that. Yeah, like with Black Cat. Over there. Huh? Oh yeah, with Black Cat. Like with Black Cat. My favorite is when he does it to the Fantastic Four. When they like go on a mission and they like, he's like, this is me. And they're like, welcome home, Pete. Like, I missed you. And I'm like, oh yeah, like that's our boy. Like, he does have a family. But we'll get to Marvel in a little bit later. We'll start here or we'll get back to New History of the DC Universe. As Andrew said, not a lot to talk about. This is really just, we get a really cool shot here of Wally ascending into his role as the Flash. If it were not, on my end, like if it were not for the fact that Shazam is on this page, I was almost like,
this page was made for me. It's got Wally, it's got Booster, it's got Kara. Like, those are my guys. Put Kyle there, and it's a done deal. It would have been a perfect page for me.
I saw this page in that upper left-hand one where it's showing different iterations of Wally. I was like, that's the cover of Born to Run.
Yep.
That's literally what that was inspired by, right?
And
which was like after Mike Barron and then William Messer-Loeb's runs when Mark Waid took over and kind of like soft reset things. It was a soft reset, but it was to like reframe Wally's personality, which was for the better because Wally was kind of a crap person in Barron's and Messer-Loeb's run. It was pretty jarring.
Yeah, he was kind of a dick.
Yeah, like there were some good stories that were told there, but like Wally was not really a super likable character in them. But like Waid, to his credit, when he did Born to Run to kind of like soft reset things and reframe Wally's origin and all that, like he did a great job.
No, absolutely. And did you notice? I liked so this is Dan Jurgens, which is like, of course, that's great. Like I love all the artists they're getting for this, especially because they're like time period relevant. But compared to the original cover, they put between Kid Flash and his suit, they put that like small moment right after like Crisis, like that small period where he was just wearing Barry's costume. And I'm like, lots of people forget that happened where he does not automatically go to his. He actually tries to wear Barry's. So I was like, that's cool. I like that. So yeah, we start here with the, coming out of the aftermath of Crisis. So we get the Justice League International. And that's, a lot of this issue is just that. It's like, here's a team and here's who was on it. And it's like, okay, great. Yeah. Right? Like here, we know the Suicide Squad. There's nobody added here that we didn't know. We get the Doom Patrol. We get, just a lot of the late 80s heroes.
The new Dove.
Yeah, the new Dove. I did like the shot at Nort here, where it's like, Nort started visiting Earth, even though we all told him not to. And it's like, poor Nort. Not even in a history book can he get like a little bit of a win. But nope. From there, we go into the events of Invasion to the death of Xanshi. Then we get the death of Jason Todd, the introduction of Tim and Helena. We get the all the messy events of like 0 Hour, which like credits to Waid, he did sum it up in 2 boxes, and I'm just like,
he managed to streamline it into 2 boxes, which honestly that's good because I don't need to go through all the events of that.
Well, again. I was most impressed because for those who don't know. So there's that villain there in the middle. His name is Monarch. He is technically Hawk, but they didn't decide on that. He's the main villain of 0 Hour. They didn't decide on it being like Hawk until the last minute because fans had actually guessed the end of 0 Hour, and it was supposed to be, it was somebody else. But at the last second, they went, shit, they found it out. So they switched it to not Dove, Hawk. And but so like the early stories of Monarch don't treat like they do not have any indication that it's like somebody established or they know or whatever.
Nope.
Then they say like, oh, it's Hawk, and then that version dies, but then there's like a bunch of robo clones of him that exist around the world that have a separate it's wacky. Like it is not it's bad. It's like that's like bad comics, right? Like you and I go, "'Cause comics," and we laugh like this is 'cause comics, man. Like this is the bad moment.
Yeah.
But to Wade's credit, like I was surprised. He just goes, in the present day, Monarch was murdered by Hawk, who in a paradoxical twist became Monarch. That was it. And I'm like, oh my God, how did you, that's really all you need to know. And I'm just like, how like this
Thank you for saving me so much time. Even if it was only 1 or 2 pages. Thank you.
No, Wade honestly could have done a full like half an issue of like here. Let me tell you about 0 Hour, about what was it? Dark. What was when the sun went out? And Hal had to reignite it. All of that, like final night. That's what it was. Yeah, the 90s got really bad, guys. The 90s got really wacky.
90s DC, unless you were a Batman book, or the Flash, or we're not kind to you.
Batman. That's kind of about it. Yeah, honestly.
like because the
Superman
Bat
got-
family were
yeah.
you know you have Chuck Dixon, you got you know, and he's not
No
only
Man's
covering
Land
but
and-
he's also but he's
all the
he's
Bat
also on
family,
Robin
yeah.
and Nightwing, right? And so and then Flash is still going strong.
Spoiler, Cassandra, Lady Shiva,
Yeah,
like, all of them.
Some of our favorite like Bat family members rise to prominence or introduced during that era, right?
Yeah, like 100%, and still the most, as we cover pretty regularly, still the most like definitive, like character establishing runs of
like
most
all
of those
the most
characters.
like all the
all of them,
definitive
honestly.
versions of most of the Bat family are in that pocket of time.
Honestly, the only
whether
one I'd
it
say,
was
yeah,
whether it was Chuck writing them or
Yeah.
somebody else, like that era, that's like where the
Batman
definitive
was-
versions all come from.
Batman was really locked in that era. Like, I know 90s we make fun of, you know, the merchandising and all the Schumacher movies, but like that, it was a rare moment where like, because that was doing so well, DC was like, well, we got to do something great with our comics, and we got the more gritty, I don't want to say like gritty because not Snyder, but the more like on the ground, hard-boiled detective, emotional conflict about like me being sort of a surrogate father. That came out of that run, which was a big change, and that's kind of where we are to this day. As for this page, I'm sure you were like me, Andrew. That bottom section right there, I was just like, holy crap!
A girl, Jessie Quick.
They gave her an entire shout out, which I was just like, dude.
They gave her an entire shout out
But, you
because
know-
they mentioned her both as Jessie Quick and as taking up the name Liberty Bell.
And they show her original like Jessie costume, which
Yeah.
nobody remembers because it's terrible. Like it is. Right there, guys. Let me see if I
one
can
on the
blow
left
this one up. Yeah.
is just-
Let me see if I can blow this up because whoops, so many buttons on this layout. That's the wrong page. We go. Yeah. So that one on the left
With the shoulder pads, man.
and it's like you guys look at that and you're like, oh, maybe there's supposed to be some like accessories or like the collar is different. No, it's that like it's that bad. It is just
it's just not good.
It's really bad. But
the other one could actually be. I think there are just a few minor tweaks you can make, and honestly, it'd be my preferred one for.
The tweak is easy,
and then just
throw
throw
her
the jacket on.
Exactly, that's all you need to do for that second one.
The black lines over the boobs are weird to me.
I agree with you, and I think that's probably a tweak we can make. We know, and like I acknowledge that, you acknowledge, like it's for Johnny, like that's Johnny Quick symbol. It's just because she's a female with like female chest, it falls weirder than it does on Johnny with his like.
It doesn't sit as well on her chest.
You can still do something with that. Honestly, you could maybe like, you know how the Phoenix, like do like the Phoenix logo and make it you know that tribal bird or whatever it's supposed to be. But I really like that. That's my Jessie Quick too.
Or instead of the black lines going over her breasts, have them go up over her like shoulders instead.
Ooh, yeah, like Ben's Spider-Man suit. Yeah.
And you could even, if you wanted to, you could keep it as an homage to Johnny, to her father, or you could modify it just slightly to lean a little bit more into the Flash family and make them lightning bolts.
Why not both?
You could do either or.
Why?
Yeah.
There's something there too, because then.
And then just
like
throw on the
Liberty Bell,
jacket,
right?
and
Like,
you've got a perfect.
Like I always thought the Liberty
costume.
Bell, her update to the Liberty Bell was great because that lightning bolt is the Flash bolt, and I'm like,
yeah,
that's because the other Liberty bolt, like it has that bolt, but it's like the smaller, like 2-line one, and I'm like,
yeah,
Jessie, you smart lady. But also, as we were just saying this, Andrew, I just realized why did Jessie get a shout out? Because it's Mark fucking Wade writing this book, and he's like, I'm
Wade.
on this book. I'm gonna give my girl love. We would all do the same.
He wrote a lot of Jessie. There was a lot of Jessie in Terminal Velocity. There was a lot of Jessie going forward after that because she was heavily involved.
He's the only one who's ever. Well, John's too. With the JSA stuff with Liberty Bell, but like those two are the only ones who've ever really done anything with her, and it makes me mad. I don't know. I just even though. Yes, maybe Jessie doesn't have the most character right now as it is. Like, I don't know. I've always just liked her. I want to see more of her. But at least we got to see her
I gotta say, because I just like cracked open, like this is volume, Flash by Mark Waid, volume 5. And my favorite 90s Flash artist is Oscar Jimenez,
of course,
followed by Mike Wieringo. And like I opened to this page. I opened to this page to see if I can get it to focus there.
Yeah.
You got Oscar Jimenez, Jesse right there. Look at them thighs, man.
Except she's
Oscar
got the
knew
awkward, but she's got the awkward 90s like running spats. This isn't on Oscar. Like this was the fashion of the time where they went like half down. So it's not great, but yeah, no, that's even that. Like that's the original suit, and even the jacket makes such a difference there.
The
like,
jacket
it's so
fixes
insane. Yeah, exactly.
Or rather, it hides its weaknesses.
And like, I think if Clone Geek's still out there, I think he and I think it might only be you and maybe Tehillim are still reading JSA. I know Clone Geek has said it's gotten better, but after I'm gonna need like a status update from you, Clone Geek, on what they did with Jessie, because what the last I read was when she was like considering a divorce.
I'm gonna get a divorce.
Tyler. Yeah,
yeah.
That's like I'm not against that as a plot point.
She was just
that's
completely
not her,
mishandled.
Yeah, exactly.
In that entire first, what was it, 4 issues we got through? 5 issues,
that,
maybe?
Like oh, that we got through. Yeah, like, well, you only got through like 4. I got through like 7. Remember? Because I'm like, why is this still going? And then,
that's right. And you were like, man, it's still bad.
And I'm like, we don't get anything in any issue. And then we hit that, and I was like, I'm done here. Like, I'm never. I don't want to touch this because that is not.
I do not tolerate Jesse Quick disrespect in my household.
Absolutely not. You can put my favorite character. You can put her through hardships, and you can have her have relationship troubles. That's not what the kind she would have, though. That is, I don't know what that is.
She wouldn't act like that.
No, she would not clam up and be like, I'm angry at you. Blah, 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 blah.
No, she is a character who will get up in your face and like, hey, we've got a problem. Let's sort it out.
About this. Exactly.
Right, because she does that with Wally like several times through Wade's run.
If anything, it would have been her going to Tyler and being like, hey, we need to talk about this. And he goes, we're in the middle of a mission. I love you. Not the time. Like, can you please focus? I get it. And then she would get mad and she would like run off, beat up a couple like goons or whatever, and then like flash back and be like, now, and he'd be like, you're being a baby. Like that's how it would play out. Not, I'm not going to talk to you and now I want a divorce. Like just complete off. But shout out to Wade for giving us a little bit of our girl. From there we get into the more mid-90s era of it all with the reintroduction of the Ray. We get Renee Montoya joining the GCPD, which, by the way, guys, if you have not read it, there is a series from the late or like mid to late 2000s, I think like 2006, 2007, called Gotham City PD. It is one of the best books you will ever read. It is literally just Renee Montoya, and I don't know who else is going to understand this, but you will, Andrew. The black cop who becomes the Spectre after Infinite Crisis. They're like partners, and it's just like solving on the ground. It's really, really good. Like it's everything you want out of like a superhero world.
It's just kind of a crime thriller.
Yeah, and
set in a superhero world.
Oh, you've actually read it?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Oh, that's why I was half recommending
ages ago, but yeah.
Right, yeah. Nobody has read that book, and I'm like, it is so damn good. Like, so many people, like, I understand when Renee keeps being pushed as the female question, especially in places where she doesn't need to be, like on the Watchtower, because it's like, DC, you're only doing this because you're a lesbian character. Like, we get that. And I get why people go like, oh, Renee again, you're just wheeling her out. We don't want to see her. And I always go, I wish you guys would just read GCPD because she's good.
Yeah, just go read her good stuff.
She's amazing.
Yeah, like she's redundant currently in JLU on the Watchtower. It's like, wait, you have Reddy like running the whole ship. What are we doing here? We don't need this. This is not. And you have Johns there, who literally can mind read everyone.
And you're just bad at your job. You didn't catch Airwave. Like that's kind of disqualifying. I'm sorry. Like I love you, Renee.
Sorry.
You can be on the JLU still. You're not in charge of security anymore. Like that's just you blew it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, so here in the 90s, of course, we also get the death of Superman with Doomsday. This is not like a real complaint, but I don't know why this bug or like this stood out to me. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen Doomsday with nipples. And I was just like, did he ever have nipples? I have no idea if he's ever had nipples, and it's just weird to me.
You know, I'm trying to think if I can remember seeing him with them, and to be honest, and I could be entirely mistaken because I don't. admittedly spend that much time looking at Doomsday's chest, right? But there are other characters I could do that with if I wanted to. He's not one of them. I can't think of it. It looks weird to me. It looks like they don't belong there.
Exactly. Like, yes, guys, male nipples are like they exist. We know, whatever. But like Doomsday is a specifically engineered.
Yeah, he's an engineered bioweapon.
Like with one purpose: kill Superman. There's no breeding. There's no nurturing that would come from his species. He doesn't have a well, I guess now he has a species. But
there's a retcon now where he has a species, and that I don't care much for that.
I prefer him as just the mindless weapon. Like that.
I prefer him as the weapon where he's been, engine. I don't mind him evolving into what he is now.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, keep going. Sorry.
The time trapper stuff is interesting. I'm willing to see where it goes. But as far as his origin, I don't want that futzed with. I prefer him to have at least started out as just a mindless bioengineered weapon with the sole intent and purpose of killing Superman.
And so what I was saying is I agree with you on like I like the time trapper stuff, like where we are now. I thought you were talking about like I just like the basic premise of his like powers that like you crack him once, he evolves. And it's like, oh shit, like
you can't crack him the same time each time.
For people who might not have been, reading comics in this like moment, that shot as a 90s kid of Superman punching him and then like they meet and then he cracks out like Wolverine skull knuckles because he's like that was peak like holy shit, like we're in trouble here. Like this is
we're in
really
for
bad.
An actual fight now.
But yeah, this I don't know why. I just like it I'm like Doomsday nipples. I don't know, man. It's just one of those weird things. But anyway, from there, we get the full recap of the
Death and Return of Superman.
Yeah, Death and Return of Superman. That's what it is. The like 4 Superboy or the 4 Superman saga and all that. Wraps it up really quick. Doesn't really. It's easy to. From there.
Yeah, you got Steel, you got Eradicator, you got Superboy, obviously Con-El, my boy.
And they do the quick thing here, and I like that they acknowledge it here, Andrew, where they're like, or where Barry's like, there were 4 Supermen. Connor Kent, a clone created from Superman and Lex. I'm like, aha, there, good. Like, now we all just kind of know that is what he was supposed to be. Because they like dance with it a little bit. And I'm like, just keep it, please. Like, keep him that. But, yeah, so Death and Return of Superman. Then we go to sort of what Andrew and I were talking about. The very... Nightfall, the Dixon of it all. We get the Azrael suit. We get Azrael's ascension into his... or redemption rather, into his new like Azrael suit, which I know you and I are both like really big fans of because it's just cool. Like I
that's like one of those just like really rad, like totally by modern standards probably overdone, but it as somebody who was reading comics in the 90s, it's a rad 90s design. I don't give a crap.
I don't care. Like it's super 90s, like mask and a hood and the weird like stripe cape, but God bless it, I love it. From there we get we get into the Dakotaverse stuff, which if you guys don't know, that's the Milestone comics, which originally were not DC, like they were an imprint of DC. They were not DC canon. So here they are, bringing it all into canon. Nothing here is really that different from what we've seen already established. They are keeping the new Static origin, which in the original, it was, as we saw in the cartoon, Static, gets caught up with some bad people, ends up at like a gang fight in a toxic, like, chemical area, blows up, bang babies, everybody gets them. Now it's the like some Alva Industries. It's Alva Industries.
In this issue of New DC history, Wade makes it a lot more vague.
Yes.
And says like it was just some sort of a protest or event or whatever. In the actual like reboot issue, it was very clearly and deliberately like a BLM protest.
And then the guy who shoots the initial round of like the balls is clearly like a cartoon straw man of the racist cops, that do exist. Yeah. But it was like over the top. It was like, come on,
it was just super hard on the nose when honestly you didn't need to change it at all, but if you were going to change it, you don't need to make it so on the nose.
You really didn't.
So I was glad, honestly, here where because I read that and I was like, okay, so like kind of keeping the origin, but Wade was like, let's not like go overboard here.
And you know what?
And
like,
if Wade is like not going overboard, like modern day Wade, that tells Wade, you he's like, he's like, all right, let's like, keep people actually invested here.
That was too much even for me, which is absolutely insane. But I do agree with you. Changing it from like it was a BLM protest to any protest. I think that makes it more relatable to people because let's be honest, like political, whatever cause aside, like cops get off their, like they get on power trips on these things and they start shooting. And so that updating it to that worked for me.
It makes it more relatable to a wider group of people.
Exactly. And you don't need to ever specify what it is going forward. You just got to say like, it was a protest for something better. Like he was protesting to, get change in City Hall. Boom. And
it could have been, it could have been anything. Like you don't need to like taint Static's like origin because a lot of people loved the character growth. Like the cartoon was rad.
And everybody was so excited for like, oh, because that was finally we're saying Static is in the DCU. Like we are not kidding around anymore. New 52, here we go. Static's here. And everybody just went, wow. No, thank you. Like this is terrible. Do not want this. So
and they've done piss all with them.
And I think that's
up to this point.
I think that's
because nobody cared anymore.
Exactly. Like
you turned people off to it. They are doing that. I'm not crazy, right? They're doing like a mini series or a one shot or something like that. That's gonna have Batman Beyond and like an older Static Shock.
I think it's like a one shot. We saw art for it, Like I've seen art.
We saw art, and the art looked good, so I'll check it out.
Definitely, it's just.
But I'm also down to check out anything with my boy Terry in it. So
right, like do Terry right, I'm there. But like I think you hit the nail on the head. That change to Static completely. It's rare that it like this actually happens. We all say like, oh, this will happen. It completely destroyed everything they were trying to do with Static. Nobody cared after that. Nobody wanted to care after that. There was no, it was just like, we're done here. Like
you went from hype level up here. So let's make it topical. You went from hype level of like leading up to Force Awakens to hype level for Star Wars after Rise of Skywalker.
I would say this was like
kind of comparable.
I would say this was like that. Reading that issue of Static was like walking out of the theater of Last Jedi, where you're like, oh, Static's coming. So Force Awakens is like the new 52, where it's like, okay, everything's resetting. We're getting like reset, and it's all in. Because of this reset, we're setting the groundwork for Static. We're setting the groundwork for Luke to come back. It happens, and you just go all over the character, and now everybody
people
goes,
are like, yikes,
like ow. Like this actually like hurts my soul. So hopefully this leads to Static coming back because he's still a great character.
He's a great character, and he's a character that I think like if they can make it work in the present like DC universe, not just like again if they are doing that thing with Batman Beyond and like Static Beyond or whatever, like that's cool and I want to see it, but like it's important to have some characters that are younger heroes for younger people to like latch on to, or even for like older people like myself and yourself, where it's like, man, I remember being a kid and being kind of dumb and like wanting to do great things, but being a kid and being kind of dumb. And so like, that's important to still have as a connecting point for your audience. So I think it's really important to like get Static right. Like guys, DC here,
there's the cover, by the way.
Yeah. That's the one that looks so cool.
Shout out. It's also being drawn by an artist named Nicholas Ivor Drapey. I don't know if anybody out there knows him. I don't even know if you do. I've known him for a while because he did these amazing, there's a difference between like race swapping a character for like a story and then just like doing fun art, with a gender swap or a race swap. He did race swap, like opposite race Final Fantasy, like seven, Final Fantasy 7. So like Cloud's black, Tifa's black, Barrett's white. And they were fantastic. They were like some of the best like designs I'd ever seen because they weren't super like Tumblr stereotypy over the top, and they were still cool. So like I've loved his career, and I'm so happy he's finally getting like this breakout.
I love that piece. So I'm looking forward to it. But it's like DC, like that's a like literally an original black hero
They
you could do something cool
they've-
with. Because right now you don't have young black heroes that are worth a damn in your universe.
Check this
Wallace,
out.
I'm sorry, he sucks. Nobody actually likes him.
And for all the, even if we put our hate of him aside and everything that he stands for, narratively, you guys just kind of fumbled.
You just haven't done anything
You
with
didn't
him.
do anything significant with him. He's not there. And honestly, like, it's funny you were making that point about like young black heroes. DC, you had Miles Morales before Miles came out, and you fucking fumbled it. And
Yeah.
I don't
Static,
even know how.
way better. Way better of a character.
We could have gotten that whole. Imagine if there was like Spider-Verse, like discourse, but without the why are you like overriding our Spider-Man with like Black Spider, like because Static's original, so we could have been fine. So
Brand new character.
just a giant fumble on their end from there with the Static stuff and the Dakota stuff. To that point, I did want to note
Icon.
So Icon rules. He's fantastic. We get Icon and Rocket and Hardware. Then this is what's weird to me, because at the bottom here, if I can pull it up, we'll go down. In that very last box, it says, the heroes of Dakota operated bravely and brightly for a time, then mysteriously disappeared. But I know better than most that heroes rarely stay missing for long. So, like, they didn't even take... It's like this is what the book is for, to say...
You're supposed to like tell us what they've been up to,
or
like
why
you had
they
the
got
opportunity
shunted out
here.
of like reality or whatever.
Yeah,
and so I'm like, why?
It could have been something as simple as like you could have foreshadowed forward towards like the Rebirth era and hinted at something that suggested that Dr. Manhattan might have had something to do with it, and that's all you needed to do.
Or we are leading up to it. Theoretically, you could make a play that it's Superboy Prime. He's
or that
at current, he is chronologically like in this moment on this page, like of these events, he's punching the wall. He's starting to crack against the wall. He's not shattering it yet, but he's starting to punch. And so easy, right? Like Superboy punched and one shard fell out of that source wall, and that was the Dakota one. And we didn't get it back until Final Crisis brought back the multiverse. Boom, done. But instead, so it was just like do you really want them here? Like, what are we doing here, DC? But from the awesome Icon,
it kind of just reads
Rocket,
like they don't know what they want to do with them.
It really does. It's like we'll be back, hit us up later. Like I owe you an explanation for like what happened. From there we get into some of our favorite eras. We get the Hitman reboot. We get Hal going full Parallax.
Emerald Twilight.
Yep, we get Kyle stepping up to the role. We get Impulse coming in from the future. Natasha stepping into her taking on the name Steel, which I didn't even like back then because it's like there are two Steels now. Who am I calling?
Yeah.
Like, if I have an emergency. Then we a nice little shout out to Damage, who does help in 0 Hours Save It All. That's what we get on this next page. A very, very quick recap of 0 Hour, because
that is a super
you can't do more than any more info than this, and it requires 7 pages of explanation. So we don't
have that kind of page real estate here.
We really don't. So from there, we get into that sort of late 90s era with Connor Hawke getting his bow, Oracle becoming Oracle, the new Birds of Prey sort of forming, Hal reviving the sun during the final night. After that, we enter the the 90s Grant Morrison JLA era, sort of when we were starting to really cement everything, when we finally kind of landed on like DC's an entertainment brand now. Like we're a big thing. Like we can start doing a lot more. So this is where we get, the awesome Tower of Babel storyline. Well, actually that comes in a second. But we do I love this. Shout out to the creation of Young Justice. We have fucking Secret for the first time in forever. And then we also have the Justice League 1 million, which is just, I always like seeing them around because they're goofy. And then it also means Superman 1 million, who is just stupid cool because he's just literally the best at everything.
He is the most powerful thing in the DC universe that is not literally God. God. That's basically it.
In the context of how DC works, I might say Superman 1 million could last a second in a fight against God, which is saying something, like actually saying something.
Nobody else could claim that.
No. Could God create a Kryptonian so strong that even he could not one-shot him like immediately? So from there, We get more of the dark, gritty Batman, Cassandra Cain, Harley Quinn, the death of Commissioner Gordon's wife, which I can't believe it. I forgot it was in the 90s. It feels like it was really recent, but nope, all the way back then. Then we get, John's era JSA. Again, a lot of just like, remember, these people are on the team. Hooray! Then we get the Tower of Babel storyline where Ra's al Ghul steals everybody's how did
their
defeat
files.
how to defeat them plan from Batman. We get the Manchester Black and the Elite. We get Hush. We then get the graduation of the Young Justice crew into the Teen Titans, which is good. Like, I liked that era, but then unfortunately, as the page shows, it is really intertwined in that era of Identity Crisis, which, all right, it was Identity Crisis. We don't need to go there. This is kind of the biggest thing I wanted to hit for this book, is that in the reestablishment of all of our canon, Wade and DC are keeping the Jeff Loeb, Darkseid, Kara, comes down, lands in the bay, doesn't know how to speak English. Like, it's we did a review of it. It's in the Compact Comics. Go check out that episode. But I know both of us were pretty stoked. Like, look it's a direct reference. Who even talks about that anymore? Like, she's in the costume. Absolutely insane. So, shout out, Wade. You continue to amaze. So, from there, Green Lantern Rebirth, Hal comes back, Red Hood, the, some just other teams that were around, Shadow Pact, the Secret Six. Then we get the big double page splash for Infinite Crisis, which, again, nothing's really changing here. If you know these events, you know these events. And so, yeah, Max shoots Blue Beetle, Superboy Prime cracks through the universe, Superboy Prime goes crazy, and everybody fights and everybody dies, but then we live. We then get... I like this page a lot because this is a direct encapsulation of the 52 arc, or like that 52 series. So if you guys know, that's one of my, if not like my favorite comic run, like one of them of all time. So it's just nice to, even if you're not going to do anything with it, you're acknowledging it. Like, cool, this still exists. Like, we still know this is around. From there, we get Damian, we get the new Krypton stuff with Zod and Ursa and all that. We get the establishment of the Sinestro Corps. Then we get the establishment of all of the Corps. And then this is where I was getting to you, Andrew, because they do address, I'm pretty sure this is a mention of the Blackest Night down here at the... whoa. I'm not on the right one. Yeah, because down here it says, and worst of all, the Black Lanterns, led by Blackhand and Necron, whose rings brought the dead back to life as zombie soldiers. Their plans for our universe would be one of our grimmest moments. And then I guess they just don't address it, because then we go immediately into Final Crisis.
So maybe we just read that box differently, because I see what you're saying. You're in one interpretation, it could be totally seen as like, hey, this happened here, and we're telling you this is what happened. The way that I read it was like they're setting up that different cores existed, and then they were, I think it was them saying forward,
or like explaining like this is what was beginning to happen. Like they're
this was going to be happening soon.
Okay, well, I guess
that's kind of how I took it, but honestly, I could interpret it either way.
I agree. Like I can see it your way, and so we'll see if we get a
we'll see what happens in the next issue.
The next one. But yeah, from there. And also shout out kind of on the topic of artists. Even though we're not the biggest fan of his work, half of this art, this issue is drawn by Dan Jurgens, who's doing all the sort of classic 90s stuff, because he was the artist for Superman back then, and Doug Mankey, who we're not the biggest fans of, but he did all of the Blackest Night, Sinestro Corps, pretty much all the stuff Ethan didn't do. So he was really instrumental.
He did all that stuff with the exception of, I think, I'm not blind. It's just in a awkward spot.
The main Sinestro Corps book?
Well, no, the main Blackest Night event was done by Ivan
Reyes. Yeah, that's Ivan Reyes.
Yeah, which is why it's like look, my feelings on the man aside, EVS is one of the best Green Lantern artists of all time, but
unfortunately,
he's one of. Ivan Reyes is the best Green Lantern artist of all time.
The shot, like to this day, the shot of all of the Lantern deputies, like being.
Oh man,
that it gives.
You talking about that double page spread
where Barry is like, he goes, the other, like the last page is Hal being like overrun, and you see just a blue covered text box that says like, you know, like, Hal, don't worry, and then boom, it's all will be well, and it's him leading like Adam and Lex and Scarecrow and Mara, and I'm just like,
man, that shot is,
I still get goosebumps.
Breathtaking.
Like, it was the first image I ever saved to an iPhone, because I got mine in like 2008, and that issue had just dropped, so I made it my background. To this day, I still have not deleted that initial save of that panel, because I'm like, it's just beautiful. It's the first image on my camera roll.
It's incredible.
Like, it's so gorgeous. I love you, Barry. I love Blueberry so much. Anyway, from there, we get the breakdown of Final Crisis, and then, as Andrew said, we end with Barry back. And so, like, it kind of covers, I guess, like the events of Flash Rebirth, and now we're gonna get into Flashpoint, or it's touching on Rebirth. Maybe that'll be the first page.
This is like,
who knows?
I was gonna say, because like Final Crisis is where Barry like returned when he helped Wally redirect Darkseid's his shot, right? Yep. But then immediately following that was Flash Rebirth. So we'll see if that gets mentioned. If it does, maybe it's like part of a page.
Because, well, like, and again, like, it could be a part of a page, but then there's like that line here where he just says, like, after many years, I was finally free of my prison. I could see them just going like, yep, done. Like, that's all you needed to know.
And honestly, I'd be okay with that on one hand, but on the other, I really want to have even just like either a panel or part of one page, a text box that just like completely retcons the Barry created the Speed Force nonsense. Like, that was
really has to.
That needs to go away. Because even though that's not present DC continuity is the Speed Force has always been and will always be. It exists beyond any of the conduits, even the two most important conduits to it being Barry and Wally. And I prefer it that way. But we do still have this miniseries, Flash Rebirth, that told us that Barry created the Speed Force,
and
which
was not in a subtle way. Like, it was on.
No, it was Aelbart Thawne.
Yeah.
Blatantly, clearly, frankly telling Barry that he created the Speed Force, right? And so it's like, can we
we need to
take some white out to that?
like even if we have moved past that and we're not saying, like, there has not been a moment where DC has gone, this is the official canon. Like, we're dropping
exactly. So, even though it hasn't been mentioned or hinted to since New 52.
Yeah, actually. So up in the air with all of this.
Just put it in writing, please.
Yeah, right? Like, that's all. We don't need to make a whole hubbubaloo. Just put it on a board in a background somewhere, right? Like, there, cool. We've got it. Great. But with that is the end of New DC Universe. Pretty art. Not a lot to talk about here, aside from the weird, is this what they're talking about? But still fun to see, some of our favorite moments from, the Young Justice formation to all of Flash Volume 2.
I will say that wasn't Wally's outfit in Final Crisis.
It was not. Well, this is Rebirth. This isn't Crisis, because they're smiling. They're happy here. They're not. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be that.
if that's the case, then I think that lends itself to your theory that this issue covers Flash Rebirth.
But we'll see.
If that's the case.
Yeah, we'll see. It all depends on that next issue. And, not really, honestly, it's just cool to see that the Arcara origin is the one that they're rolling with. Like, that was
honestly the most important part about this book.
All right. But with the end of... Oh, and of course, guys, as always, this book has some of the best variant covers. We have the Wally one. There's this great...
I have all of the Mora covers so far, because so far it's been Diana, then Bruce, and now Wally.
And then it'll be John.
I think John is the final one, right? Yeah,
it'll be the next
John
one.
Kent.
And
proper John Kent.
I know, with like with his jeans and his cape, like it's
it's
our
the
boy.
zip up hoodie with the S on. I love that.
It. Yeah,
I love that costume so much. I love it so much.
But yeah, like I love all the variants. Like I didn't even, I have a couple coming like that I pre-ordered, but like this Frank Quitely one, I had no idea it was coming down the pipe, and I was like, absolutely.
Oh yeah. I didn't either.
Like
I didn't know about that one until you showed it to me.
Right? Like I know Frank Quitely isn't for a lot of people, but
he's not for me, but I recognize that he's an iconic artist.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to read his sequentials outside of like
All-Star Superman.
All-Star Superman is basically the one exception, right?
That
for
kind
me,
of, to me, is honestly
because that book is just so
important.
And it's just emotionally heavy.
And I think his art style is the right one to capture that book and that.
You're not going to put a house artist on that.
No, you're going to put, he makes Clark more soft, more big, more like it was a good choice, DC. Like good on you.
Yeah. That was the correct move.
Before we move from this, I will bring up Subhuman does mention Linda Danvers' Supergirl is no longer canon. Clone Geek did note that too. I don't like how New History of DC ignored Peter David's Supergirl. Look, guys, I think both of us are probably on the same page here, where we know we as comic fans, we don't necessarily like things being thrown out, especially things that we invested our time into. However, with Peter David's Supergirl, how? Like, just literally, how do you make that work, guys? It got too weird. You got to start talking about the Matrix. She's an angel, and like,
if you're gonna streamline, because the entire point of this series here is to streamline the DC Universe timeline as much as possible. That's a tall order, guys.
It's
like
a lot.
You have two people, I think, that are even capable of the attempt. One of them is Mark Waid, and the other one's Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns is busy on the Ghost Machine universe over at Image. He's doing his own thing right now. They're kicking ass over there.
They really are. I've only heard great things.
Mark Waid is your only guy in-house right now that could make the attempt. And in order to do that, that does ultimately mean some things just can't. Some puzzle pieces just aren't going to fit because they belong to a different puzzle. So you have to ultimately throw them out. That doesn't mean that we can't still enjoy the stories, because Peter David told some great stories, but in terms of like continuity, that Supergirl run makes no damn sense. It doesn't work.
If you wanted to bring back in the future like that version as a different, like, Matrix is back or whatever, like she ascended and now she's back, and you talk,
you could do something like that.
Kara, cool, but you can't. There is no world, unfortunately, where that origin for Kara can by any standard should be or could be the baseline one. It's just it's too wacky. It requires too much like background and explaining things. Like, we're only getting through this really fast because you all know what a Matrix is. You all know what I mean when I say angel, right?
Yeah.
Nobody else is like, try and tell any normie that. They loved Millie Alcock in Superman. Did you know there was a time when Millie Alcock was actually just a heaven goo imprinted on by a Matrix machine? Like
anybody who, it's not going to be in the DC Compact issue, but if you can get your hands on, and they're not in print anymore, if you can get your hands on either the soft cover or the hard cover of the initial relaunch of Supergirl within the pages of Superman Batman here in this miniseries, there's an entire, I think it's 4 or 5 page intro letter by Jeff Loeb. It's 3 pages.
Hey, I didn't Jeff Jones, Jeff Loeb. Hey.
Where he explains like why it was important to bring Supergirl back and like simplify her origin again, where it's just like, all right, Supergirl is Clark's cousin from Krypton, and that's all we need. We don't like all this other stuff is, whether it's this is from a different universe and she's still stuck around in this universe after we collapsed to the multiverse, or like she, a Matrix goo bonded with an angel. It's like, no. Let's get rid of all of that. Superman's cousin from Krypton. It's the perfect origin. It's really simple. That's all you need. And Peter David's run had great storytelling, but the origin for the character I don't want to use the word problematic. It just doesn't work.
It's messy. It's too messy, I think, is like
Yeah.
the best thing. Like it's
It's
even by
overly
comic book
complicated.
standards,
Yeah,
right?
you don't want an overly complex origin for a character because immediately that sets you on the wrong foot.
Ideally, like I would say even 2 sentences max is too much. Like you really should be able to be like, boy gets bit by a radioactive spider, gets spider powers.
Yeah.
Boy lands on a different planet, and the sun gives him superpowers because he's an alien. Done.
Yep.
Man gets a special ring from an alien police corps, and he's chosen.
Yeah.
Done. That's anything past
Man is
that,
struck
you're
by lightning while standing next to a shelf of chemicals,
chemicals.
and he gains super speed.
Done. Easy.
Done.
Right? The second you start going off of that, that's when everybody's going to glaze off. Like, they're going to glaze out unless you're like us, right? Because, and yeah, no, Punk, we love, we love
We're not
certain
saying we
elements of
don't
Linda
like her.
Danvers. Yeah, it's just,
Her origin doesn't work with the goal being streamlining a continuity.
yes, and that with
and
that goal,
streamlining a
in mind,
timeline.
yes.
You have to make things fit. You have to make pieces make sense. In order to do that, sometimes you got to trim parts of those pieces. And that was
And-
one of those things that had to get trimmed, unfortunately.
And I mean, like, it seems like they've even trimmed out, for good reason. Like, this is another one. Like, you should have trimmed this out because it's weird. I still really get a big enjoyment out of it, but there was no mention of Guy Gardner during his warrior phase when he gets turned into a woman,
zero.
right? Like Gal Gardner, which was a big thing,
Yeah.
and nothing. So I'll miss him, but I also understand, like, especially when you have the Sinestro Corps War, when you try to then go like the Quard Weaponeer ring, and it's just like, all right, no, this is. It's too much. We're getting too out there with this.
Yeah, we're a little too into the weeds. We gotta streamline this. Streamlining means you need to simplify things. It needs to be easy to understand. If it's not easy to understand, you didn't streamline
And
it.
you didn't simplify, you didn't streamline, you complicated it. But so that's obviously that's the goal of New History of the DC Universe. But funny you bring up making things complicated, going all over the place, because our other DC book does just that. It is time for us to dive into Superman, which I don't know, even with Ultimate Spider-Man, this might be my issue of the week. Like, I'm
Honestly,
loving where we are right now.
I think this was my issue of the week. And this might be the first time where my issue of the week wasn't Ultimate
what I'm
Spider-Man
saying,
on
I
a week
know.
with Ultimate Spider-Man. And my reasoning for this being my issue of the week is the most like unbelievable possible reason for it to be.
For you especially,
For me.
I know. This is what's crazy. So
I'm gonna get one more my final IPA
Of
while we
course.
get
And
before we get into this
and
because I'm gonna need it to talk about this
You'll need
book.
it. Yeah, of course. I'll run through it and then we'll get there. So, have a good night, Punk. I see you're out of here. Take it easy. Rest well. Always a pleasure to have you. All right. So if you guys remember, right now where we are with Superman is we are starting to run up against the absolute universe stuff. Clark has, he's been attacked by, Timekeeper, who is a future version of Doomsday, has come back in time to sort of recruit him. And, I need your help to save reality because the Absolute Legion and Darkseid are starting to encroach and spread their evil and all that fun stuff. If you guys remember last issue, the big thing from last issue was that Superman teamed up with Superboy Prime, which is great. Andrew and I have varying feelings on Superboy Prime. I really like him. He is hit or miss on him, but we got him. They were playing up a lot of the great things we do actually like about Superboy Prime. He gave us one of the best lines so far of any comic. Come on, get Silver Age with me right before he punches through reality.
Amazing.
It's one of the best lines of all time.
Good.
And then of
That was
course,
such a good line.
and then, of course, if you guys remember, at the end of that issue, they get dropped into the Legion's timeline where they believe, oh, we're going into the timeline where all the Legion are together and we've won, and now we're going to recruit them and take them back in time and have them help us. When they land, they realize, oh no, the Absolute Legion has literally killed or captured or whatever every other multiverse version of the Legion, like all the ones we have seen throughout our years, whether it's like the LEIG or LEGION, like from the 2000s, or the Legion from the 80s and all that stuff, like all of them completely strung up. And in that last moment, in that last page, Superboy Prime goes, hey, if you can't beat them, join them, and starts beating the crap out of Clark and kind of hands Clark up to them, the Absolute Legion on a silver platter.
Yep.
So that's where we left off. With this issue, we open up with a glimpse into the alternate Saturn girls, like how the absolute universe unfolded here. And interestingly enough, what we're seeing is like they're all subjected to kind of terrible things like war or abuse, which some of like that is sort of the original Legion was much more cheerful, right? It's just like, oh, all the planets live in harmony. We're just sort of like a mascot team, or like essentially for the galactic planets. We'll stop threats, but we're all friends. We're all buddies. This is great. So what's interesting is like they all go through these traumatic events, but rather than like, which is what I thought they would do something where it's like something bad happens to them, and now there's like no, like they had no choice but to break bad, right? And then that breaking bad led to them being like seeking out Darkseid. But this is really interesting because we see her like actively making the choice to go that far, which is like, oh, that's like maybe Darkseid isn't as absolute. Like, I don't, to me, it's just like, I didn't expect that. I expected it to be very cartoonish evil, but now it's like, oh, we're playing with something here. That's interesting. We even see that a little later on where Clark is like trying to reach out to her. Like, I know like Imra, I know, is in there, and she doesn't like give in. Like, I don't think it really takes, but she pauses for a minute where she's like, I could have been that person at like a time. Like, she was in there. Maybe she is all the way down, but not like she lost. Like, she's never coming back out again. So yeah, from there we just sort of see, you know, she uses her telepathy to trick the guards into blowing each other away. She encounters I don't even know which one that is. Is it Lightning Lad, I think, or Matter Eater?
No, that's one of the other ones. I don't think that's Lightning Lad. But it's one of the other ones, and I always mix up outside of Saturn Girl and Lightning Lad.
I think it's Cosmic Boy. I think that's what
it might be him, yeah. Because Lightning Lad and Saturn Girl are the only two names of the Legion that I always can remember immediately.
I can remember Starman, because he's got that cool black, like starry pattern costume, and then Brainiac 5, because he's a Brainiac. Like,
oh yeah, well, yeah, I guess Brainiac.
Easy. But yeah, no, I'm what I'm saying is like I'm with you. Like, I have no. Every time a Legion story happens, I do have to go pull up like a Wikipedia page and be like,
well, because also there was the last time we got the Legion was freaking Bendis. And he completely destroyed them and put them in the ground.
I don't even know what he did with that. To me, the last I remember of the Legion was when they brought back Bart.
Because like a good thing, right?
Yeah, no, and it was cool. Like I really liked that. And then did you see there's a rumor Bendis is coming back to Marvel? I'm so terrified. I have no idea. The worst case scenario I've been able to like pull in my head is like, okay, Ultimate Universe is ending. Let's keep it going. Bendis back on Ultimate. I'm
God,
going to
no,
like,
please, God, no.
I'm going
to. I'll tell you this though. If he can like rein himself in, and they end McKay's run on Avengers, Bendis did have a good run on Avengers.
He did, but he had a good run on the new Avengers, which are more street level, more disorganized than Steve, or well, I guess like not Steve, but you know, Sam, Carol, Vision, Scarlet Witch. So it's like, I think he does. We know he's a good, like he can write, even if whether our personal opinions aside, he can write. He's capable. I think it's just what you said. Like, can he be reined in to not make everybody sound like it's your boys hanging out getting pizza, right? Yeah. Like. That's all you
sometimes a writer needs to be on the right book.
Yeah.
Gale with Uncanny, right?
Wade with Superman, right? Or
Slot with Superman even.
Slot,
right?
Honest to freaking God, dude. It is so
like, wow. It's pretty solid so far. It's not the most mind-blowing thing ever, but it's just like, this is a solid Superman story.
It's like,
I don't have any complaints about it.
I really don't either. It's kind of like, you know, I use the term a lot, like it's a fast food thing, right? Like, it's quick, it satisfies you. It might not be like the best burger or comic ever or Superman story ever, but you'll get your hit out of it. With his, it's like fast food plus, like it's like In-N-Out. Like, yes, it's still fast food. It's not that substantial, but it's really good. But
this isn't like a kid's meal cheeseburger from McDonald's.
No, yeah, exactly. Like, that issue still with the like the new Toyman, I think that was issue 2 or something.
Yeah.
I still really love that issue. Like it's really up
really
there.
good.
It's
which really
is
good.
Insane. But yeah, so from there we check back in with Superboy Prime and okay, first of all, Dan Mora, you fucking beast. Like
that panel, man.
Just this panel,
that pseudo double page splash is so good.
And like I noticed this. Remember how we were talking a couple issues
Who's
back?
coloring that?
This is Alejandro Sanchez. Oh, this is not Tamara Bolivain. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's not Tamara.
Yeah, Alejandro Sanchez. That's crazy. He must have been doing all of these, but this is a really good pairing for you too, Dan. Holy shit. Like,
yeah, because it makes his style look so much more detailed than it ordinarily is. And that to me shows incredible skill from a colorist. Like, guys, if you watch my artist podcast over at the Rippaverse, Control Z, with me and Marcos Rios, our concept artist, Igor Teixeira, our lead illustrator, and Keenan White, our art director.
Hey, dude.
This most recent episode that aired on Wednesday, we actually mentioned Dan Mora a little bit because Kanan talked about him for a second. He said, man, like Dan Mora's style is deceptively simplistic. He just really understands how to like compose a page.
He's very manga influenced. And that's not a bad thing. Manga does have less detail.
Like Kanan was elevating him when he said that.
Yeah.
He was like, Dan Mora is so good.
I know Kanan was.
And like Tamara's colors pair super well with Dan at a like just line art level. It like they jive super well. This is kind of like another level to me because
prestige.
Because of
Tamara
the simplicity.
And Dan are great, but this is holy shit. Like we're elevated here.
Yeah, but because of the simplicity of Dan Mora's lines, in order to have a page like this look as detailed as it does with Mora's line art, that's the colorist just inferring where the detail would be and putting it there without over detailing it. It still maintains the integrity of Dan Mora's line art, and that's the important thing. It just kind of like elevates it. It's like, man, this is wild.
Well, that enhancement is you can see where the colorist, where Alejandro's doing it, because I guarantee you, if we were to crack open the original line arts, there's no distinction from Dan, which is fine. He doesn't need to. It would have come across great.
Yeah, Dan doesn't. He's not an artist. I don't think that grayscales his stuff.
No, he doesn't. So like the shine on Superboy's cheek and his forehead, and then the subtle redding of his like bridge of his nose and his cheeks because he's getting angry, that comes from the colorist, which we all still would have known that from Dan's art and with Tamara on it, because they're both amazing. But this is
absolutely.
Like, you know what this is? This is like when you go from a TV show and then like the TV show does a movie, and then it's got like that upgraded like animation budget, and you're like, oh, there's shading on it now. Like there's fluidity here. Oh, you got the money for this. That's
the difference between the lower budget episodes of an anime to like they like went all out on this one, right?
Yeah, like the finales versus the fillers, 100%.
Yeah.
But I do want to point out, so obviously like just beautiful from Dan here. When I got to this page, one of the things I noticed is we had a lot more details in the background. Like there's a lot of Legion, there's Booster down there. Even in these shots with Imra, whatever her name, Saturn Girl, and Superboy Prime, like there's what do you call it? Like the dots, right? Like the comic book dots over everything. Remember a couple issues ago when we were like, I don't remember how many ago, but there's that issue where Clark starts like in his childhood bedroom and he's like looking at the Legion ring, and you and I were like, there's a lot of empty space in this book. Like, this isn't against Dan. This is clearly probably because Dan is being worked to the fucking bone, but it's very clear like he didn't have time here.
Yeah, he didn't have time to fill in the backgrounds.
I think he made the right choice, right? Like, cool, like childhood background, whatever. You want the destroyed Legion world. Like, this is, I think, where he was putting all of his time for a good reason.
Yeah.
But so from here we have Superboy Prime just sort of, you know, manhandling Superman, really going on his, you know, bratty like kick, like he used to be, right? Like, and it's very Infinite Crisis Superboy. He's telling
he's
everybody,
leaning into that.
Yeah, he's like, you know, piss off. He tells Lightning Lad, like, how about I rip off your arm off and beat you to death with it? It's kind of my thing. I did like this exchange here where it's like, you want to throw down? I got no problem killing Legionnaires, so take your shot, lad. I don't think you want that, boy. I was like, oh man, like, that's cool. I don't know, like, that's good shit talking from like the right levels. So yeah, from there, the Legion just kind of just starts walloping on Superman himself. He says, you know, Booster, run, because they're trying to get him back to our universe. But they are just smashing the hell out of him. Without Superboy Prime, that was supposed to be the X factor that helped him win the day. Remember, it was
Time Trapper said that he's going to be able to do what you can't, and he is the key to winning this fight.
And Superman even says, like, I don't want to team up with him. He's like, but you have to. Like, it's like, I'm sorry, there's no way. Kind of like Doctor Strange, right? Like, there's no one, and it doesn't happen without Superboy Prime. So what we learn here is that we actually do get an explanation of what Booster's doing in this, like his role in all of this is, because of his unique, you know, he time travels a lot. Because of that, he has a lot of chronal energy that when he blasted over to the Absolute Universe, the Legion was like, oh, we can use this to just go through time and start fucking with things. And that's how they're, you know, going back. They go back in their time and then they jump universes to fuck with Clark where he is now. And but the problem is, he's also, because he was instrumental in sort of creating the Absolute Universe, because remember, he was the first one to touch the like portal grave of Darkseid, and then him going in there kind of brought like the DC spark to that universe, and that's how we got our heroes. So because of that, he's got atrophy energy.
He's got Omega energy.
And so unfortunately, like, even though the Legion love using him as a toy, Darkseid cannot be complete unless they kill him and get that energy back into Darkseid. So that's a pretty interesting little bit there for Booster. Of course, I always feel bad for Booster because his destiny is to be like an unsung hero, and then this is like what he has to endure, and nobody will ever give him respect. But as a Saturn Girl kind of is just like, yep, this is our plan. This is how badly we've broken this world. You, like Superboy, you're with us now. Like, this is how we're going to do it. We will win over everything. Pause. We get a little break. Everything's ramping up over there, but we do get this. I do like this because it's like, where is Lex Luthor? No, there is no dialogue here. It really is just like a brief, like, what are you up to? Oh,
it's just a very, very momentary interlude,
and I think it really works to like break it up and like reintroduce us to Lex, because if you guys
also like leaves us with the tension of what's going to happen with the other stuff over there.
Absolutely, because if you guys remember, last time we saw Lex, he was, you know, on the side of heroes because he had lost his memory. Mercy kind of made it the XL clone of him, and they fought, kind of like blew up his entire reputation. In the aftermath of that, Lex was like, I'm not going to go to prison, but I'm like, I know I have to go. So I'm going to go like find my own way. We did see him in like Superman. It does confirm that where he is right now is Nanda Parbat, where, you know, like the Batman trained, where the Question trained, sort of like their Kunlun. So while he's there, you know, obviously trying to attain inner peace, trying to find himself, randomly gets attacked by, I'm pretty sure this is Karate Kid, like the Absolute Karate Kid, just because he's using karate. It really is throwing me off that he doesn't have hair, but I'm pretty sure this is Karate Kid. But Karate Kid attempts to, you know, kill Lex for whatever reason we don't know yet. A monk is hearing just all this commotion going on, and as soon as he gets down to where Lex was, he just discovers Lex fucking killed Absolute.
He turned his head
Karate
around.
Kid. That's fucking crazy. This is literally probably the actual best fighter in all of DC like history, because he's like dedicated to that. Like, that's the entire point of his character. Lex just fucking Wonder Womaned him, and then he just takes off. So as Andrew said, it's sort of, you know, the tension and the mystery of what is Lex actually trying to achieve? Why do they want to try and kill Lex? Because he has no relation to any of this Omega stuff. So
no.
From there,
not that we know of,
not that we've seen, but that's what is that? A 3-page interlude. That's all we get. From there, Lex treks back out into the snow, We'll catch up with him probably in a later issue. From there, we return to Booster and the Legion and Superman. They are the Legion is strapping Booster to a sacrificial table where they're going to go through a whole ceremony of just, cutting him open and letting that energy go. And the energy would flow into this like other universe portal that they're opening. I kind of got lost a little bit here, but that's essentially what it is. They're going to sacrifice him. His energy is going to jump into this portal. It's going to mix in things, and I think that gives them like the power to fully go over or something. It's weird. It's like
not the really power for him to fully manifest and
that's what I think
reconstitute himself.
But like it's also that's what it is, because it's accessing both universes, because it's got to pull in the entire essence of Darkseid. So yeah, that's what it is. So they've got this going. I still love Superboy Prime being able to break the fourth wall, because Saturn Girl says, all right, Superboy Prime, prove yourself to us. Go kill Booster Gold. And he goes, Dan Jurgens is going to be so pissed about this. And it's like...
I cracked up at that line.
I'm honestly loving every little fourth wall. Like, it feels like Deadpool done right. Like that's what Superboy Prime is doing.
Deadpool while not being obnoxious.
Exactly. Like, this is... It's kind of like mean She-Hulk, right? Like old school
Like, context is everything. Like... Superboy is doing it because this is just literally who he is, right? Like he came from outside of comics, right?
And he
is now in a comic book universe. Kind of like, honestly, like that's actually kind of literally Gwenpool's origin as well.
Yeah,
but she's a crap character by comparison.
Well, because look at her inspiration point was Deadpool. His was Superman. I wonder
what the differentiating factor is, right? Yeah, and so Deadpool. Deadpool is literally, at least as he is handled these days, he's just how memey and, internet memey and dumb can we make him? Because that's what the character's devolved into. Like, at his inception, when he was first created, he was literally just Deathstroke in a different costume.
1,000%.
Like, that's literally all he was. He just had a different, and like you can't tell me otherwise either. Like, Wade Wilson, Slade Wilson,
also,
like really, like
opposite sides of the mask and everything.
Yeah,
like,
we're not even being like we're not even trying to be cute about it, right?
No, this is a Squadron Supreme level, like
absolutely.
Which I'm genuinely surprised they've never ever like brought Deadpool into a Squadron Supreme thing, and I'm like, come on, like you're right there, like you're basically brothers, like long lost brothers, like get together. But yeah, so from there, Superboy Prime, he gives a quick shout out to Dan, says, sorry, Dan, I'm about to kill one of your favorite characters. Superman still is just shouting, like, Prime, you said you were better than this. Like, I know you're better than this. Like, you aren't this. And Superboy Prime, with one of my favorite effects, just like in media, when you do like the laser eye blink and like the like light flashes, like that always looks to me.
When colored properly, it always looks super clean in comics.
I love it. Like when Cyclops gets to do it, like it's so cool. So he flashes back and he repeats sort of what Andrew and I were saying. Remember what Time Trapper told you, Superman? I'm here to do what you could never do. And it's time to flip the page when oh wait, did I skip too many pages?
When, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew calls it.
Superboy Prime.
I called it last month.
Was just trying to deceive the Legion, because he says right there, I'm here to do what you couldn't do, and that was making sure these losers thought I was one of them. And so
I love that he also puts the not so subtle dig there. Like he does not like them at all.
Well, I like that he says that next, because he's like Superman can't hide his thoughts. He's always thinking of doing the right thing. It's at the forefront of his mind. With you reading his mind, it's tough to pull a fast one. But me, I really do hate the Legion, and I can blast my nerd rage all day long. And I'm just like, fuck, like you are using Superboy Prime. I was like,
yes, this is Superboy Prime being written properly.
Like I love you so much, Superboy Prime. And then this bit right here where Lightning Lad, like Absolute Lightning Lad, finally gets a shot at him, and he just goes, shut up, nerd, and just like blasts him into the ground, just like cracks him. And then I don't know who he's fighting right there, or who's standing next to Clark in panel 3, but he like Superboy Prime almost like pretty much decapitates another Legionnaire.
I was gonna say he domes him. I think he's done.
I'm pretty sure we're not gonna see whoever that was.
Whoever that was, I don't think we're seeing them again. At least not in this iteration.
No, not at all. So from there, he frees Superman. Superman, and goes to get Booster. Remember, that was the main mission. We get this great. I still love this because that portal I was talking about is open already. Yeah. Superboy Prime grabs Booster, throws him through the portal, and just says, "Say blah ha 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 to Blue Beetle for me." And I'm just like, I love this shit, man. Like, this is. I know this is comics, like Cuz Comics with like capital letters, but holy shit, like this is good Cuz Comics. Like,
this is like, well, here's the beautiful thing about how Superboy Prime is being written in this series right now. He's being written as though he is a sassy version of just a long time, extremely well-read comic fan, right? Like you put myself or you into his suit and his boots here. That's the kind of shit we do.
Absolutely. Like,
right? Because that's what he is. Like, he's not from this universe. He was a fan who knows all of this stuff and is now put into this universe. So he's playing off of that as a fan, and it's being written so convincingly.
And like, he's such a good, like, this is sort of like a side addition, but like his path of his like real world nerd has been so good because he starts out as, I love these comic books. I want to be a superhero. It goes wrong for him when he, ends up butchering the Titans by accident. From there, he, is like, the comics told me it was supposed to be this way. This is what it was all supposed to be, which is, we've all hit that when we grow up and we start
his mind fractures.
Right. And so he's like, this is awful. Later on, they boot him back into the real world and into his world after Blackest Night or Sinestro Corps, one of them. And he picks up an issue of Blackest Night and he's like, I fucking hate you. I'm going to read everything that came out since I was gone just so I can hate you. Like, I'll find a way to beat you. And now he's kind of, that's how he was for a little bit. That's where he was in Dark Knights. And now he's at that point that you and I are kind of at, where it's like, yes, all this shit does kind of suck as a whole, unfortunately, but there's still some really good stuff. And we can still love that good stuff. We can still enjoy that good stuff when it pops up. So,
and he actually had one of like the only good moments in Dark Knight's Death Metal. That stupid follow-up to the Dark Knight's Metal event, which that first event in 2018 was stupid fun. Emphasis on stupid, but also emphasis on fun. Death Metal was just stupid. It just sucked. It was underwhelming. It was an oversell. It was like, sure, we get a lot of Greg Capullo art, which Greg Capullo is incredible.
I know.
But that's the main sell there. The story itself, completely underwhelming. But Superboy Prime has an awesome moment towards the end of it.
I still love, I forget which like tie-in or however it plays out, but there's the issue where they go, we have an ally. And it's like that last page reveal is Superboy Prime. And they're like, okay, we're going to send him out. The next issue opens with like Capullo art, Superboy Prime kind of like walking in the air over like a completely blown up city, and he's like, all right, I beat this dark universe, like what do you want next? And it's like, holy shit, like, all right, dude, like, I love you.
We get it. You're busted, right? You are OP as hell, because he also doesn't share Superman's weaknesses.
When DC dies, like whenever it comes to a close, Mark Waid and Grant Morrison and Jeff Johns, they all got to come together, like all these writers that we love, like the top dogs, and do Superboy Prime versus Superman 1 million, and just give us what we need, because that's an even fight right there. On that, kind of
honestly, that's the closest one. That's the closest one,
which is so good. But so from there, Booster is on his way back to our universe, Earth Prime, Earth Zero, whatever you want to call it. Superman, and I love this. Like, I'm so like, I felt happy for Superboy Prime because Superman throws him something, and it's his Legion ring. And if you got, again, remember, even at his core, even in his most hateful moments, even when he was on the Sinestro Corps, he still looks up to Superman. He still wants to be Superman. Right?
He just wants to be Superman. Yeah.
That's all of his evil is like, I'm trying to get this world back into a place where I can be Superman. Like, it's all wrong because I should be Superman. And so here he finally get like the Legion ring, the biggest acknowledgement of like, you're part of something. He gets it directly from Clark, and he even says like, I didn't earn it, but Clark says, you will. Right. And it's just like, like, this is Superman, right?
That's
like,
a good moment.
God,
That's a good moment.
This is like gun Superman. Like, this is the hope Superman. It's so good. And then we even get more of their personalities here, because Clark goes, all right, I'm not leaving you behind. We got Booster out of here, but we're going together. And Prime just goes, not possible. Like, let's be fucking real. There's no way we can like get home safely and stop the Legion. And Superman's like, no, you can't stop. Like, I'm not letting you go. And Superboy Prime is just keeps being like, no, doesn't matter. Like, you're not going to stop me. Like, sorry. Like, I'm going to do this.
Honestly, to be real, Clark, I love you. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, right?
Right?
And like, I do like, here, can I zoom it into that box? But, yeah, the box bottom left here with Superman, hand on his shoulder, where he's like, I'm not leaving you. And Prime goes, I've been a fan of yours all my life. And no matter what anyone says, you're the coolest superhero ever. Batman can suck eggs.
And I'm just like, I laughed at that too.
I love Batman, but I kind of agree with him. Like, this is, it's Superman forever. But, and then we get another great, I just love, I love the any reference to the punch, but the way Dan draws his dimensional shattering is
this
crazy.
is a beautiful page. I would love, honestly, just remove the text box and this is a poster.
Yeah.
Oh, or a phenomenal like phone wallpaper.
Or just anything. Like, I want this on everything. Like, it's so cool. Even with the don't hold back being like shattered, like, it's so cool. This and then the other page, just come on, get Silver Age with me. Like, it's so like, oh man, this is giving us like the level of joys we get from Ultimate Spider-Man. This is so crazy. Yeah. But then as Clark goes back to the main universe, Superboy Prime puts on the Legion ring, recruits all the other Legion members who were tied up, and and
the proper Legion members,
the proper Legion, and then at this point, I'm kind of ready to say, like, even if you're not, you are Superman. Like, you've got it. Like, you're ready to go, Prime. Like, you just kind of clean up. There's a couple little things, like maybe don't be so much of a dick, but you're him, because
or it's homicidal.
Or it's, you know what? He's getting better about it. He's getting better about it. He only killed one Legion member.
Dial back how quick we are to snapping necks, maybe a little bit.
It's his thing. But yeah, the Legion, he frees them all, but they're all going, what are we gonna do? Like, we're done. We all got defeated. What? And he goes, no. Like, the Legion changes. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's small, but what matters is that, like, we're inspired by Superman. So there's only one thing left to say. Long live the fucking Legion. And he just...
Yeah.
And that's where that singularity collapses. That's kind of where we don't know what happens, because it shatters into light, and we go back to the Watchtower. So I really want to... Yeah, and then just to wrap this up before we kind of give our thoughts on that. What we get here is a quick summary of what's going on in Justice League Unlimited, which, even though this panel makes it seem like, oh, there's a bunch of stuff happening, go check out the issue that dropped this week. It's literally this panel. This is all you need to get from this panel. And then all the dialogue, right? Like, Steel and Metamorpho are still in a bad way. All right, great. We are caught up to what has been happening in Unlimited. But
literally.
From there, Superman and Booster are back, and it looks like the story does continue in DC K.O, which that's sort of what you and I were talking about. Is this series right now is so awesome. Like, this is so good.
This is actually right now, the last few issues of Joshua Williamson's Superman have been better than, I'll say, probably his entire run on Flash. And he had an overall really solid run on Flash.
We enjoyed it. It wasn't.
He had a couple of arcs where it's like, I think we're running out of ideas here. We're running out of gas.
He was the Force one, right? Like he
did Force Quest and all of that. Yeah, we were running out of ideas. But then he did Year One, right?
Yes.
Which Flash Year One was really good, and he also did what was it? A Finish Line, which was also really good.
That was really good.
But like a lot of the other stuff, like was it Rogue's Reign and a couple others, the Force Quest stuff. War? No, 1 Minute War was
that Adams?
That was Adams, I think. Hold on. Where is it?
Those,
I have that
two
right
being
here.
like the current two.
Yeah, that was
big,
Adams.
Like, top dogs. Like
Yeah, that was Adams.
I always mix them up. Okay.
Yeah, 1 Minute War was Adams. But like the last few arcs, for the most part, of Williamson's run on the Flash was like, all right, we're petering out here. Like we're running out of gas.
Hard.
You know, super strong start for the first several arcs, and then after Flash Wars, like he only has, honestly, in my opinion, like 2 good arcs, and that's Year One and Finish Line. All the others were just kind of underwhelming to me. One of which I still don't own in trade format because I cannot find it for less than $200 in trade form.
In trade form, it's not even the hardcover, the omnibus. It's just the trade. Like that's so insane to me.
Because it was short printed for whatever reason.
Right, I know, and it's like, why? There's no reason for like there's nothing we can come up with, which is like, oh, here's an explanation for why they would short. Like, no reason whatsoever. They just decided
there's no good reason for it.
We're gonna make 5 of these, and that's what you're all gonna get.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
drives me nuts.
I like amazing issue, amazing like. Got like the biggest thing I can give to this, like the biggest compliment is, if you guys remember going into these issues, Andrew's he was not the biggest Superboy Prime fan. I
just flat out didn't like him.
Yeah, you were like, well, you didn't like him, but you were like cool with, you were like, I get where he can be used, but I just don't want him around. Like I don't like him. I get where he
like
can be
he
used,
was
I don't
a
like
really good villain in Infinite Crisis. I still didn't like him. And then I liked his moment, like we just talked about, in Death Metal, right? Like he had a couple of cool moments in Death Metal. But Superman 29 and now 30, this is the first time where I'm like, do I like Superboy Prime?
I like Superboy Prime? Holy shit, yeah.
Because how he's being written right now and how he's being used, it feels like, and it's not, I want to be clear here, it's not like it's just somebody writing a character differently than somebody else wrote the character. It is a proper character evolution. It feels like a character who has been on a growth arc, rather than just one writer to the next writing a character completely different. Which, because that would be a negative.
Hilarious irony of it all is like, in our world, our comic book characters do not evolve like that. We'll get, storyline advances, but we have status quo. We all know that status quo is king. Superboy Prime being from like the villain from the weird other universe, he's the only one who's actually gone through any growth, because nobody's kind of putting their attentions on him. Everybody kind of forgets he exists until they don't. So I don't even know if that's intentional, but that's pretty fucking hilarious that like the meta is all wrapping around this. But
credit to Joshua Williamson, like he made me really like Superboy Prime in these last 2 issues, and I was slightly skeptical, but I'm still glad that I called it with like. I feel like there was too much emphasis put on that line by Time Trapper that he can do what you cannot. And I feel like we talked about it, whether it was on the episode or after the episode in the back, where I was like, I honestly feel like he's like pulling a fast one here.
You did. I think you said that
and leaning
air,
into like, because like he's the only one that's gonna be able to sell that, because we know he's a dick.
And that's like, and like, here's where I'm like, torn, because what we said last time was like, he can sell this, and that's a strength to Superboy Prime, is like we literally will never know.
He's a wild card.
Now we do. Okay, but I'm like not mad about that being taken away, because like it worked. Like
it feels like an evolution.
Yeah.
If they continue on this path with him and still give him a little bit of an edge.
Oh, I don't want
where
him
it's
to
like
just
sometimes
be like Superboy genius.
Yeah, I don't need him to just be a carbon copy of
Prime. Yeah,
he doesn't need to be carbon copy of Clark, right? Like you could even lean a little bit into, like, if you wanted to have a comparison, you could go back to the early 2000s with Kara and how she actually she was clearly a good character, a good guy, but she had a little bit more of an edge to her. You could lean a little bit into that. Like if you wanted to start dialing back on the homicidal aspect of him, if we're still going to lean into him being a good guy, as long as you keep him on a steady path, but don't ever make him just a carbon copy of Clark.
Superman.
Because if I want Superman, I just want
Superboy Prime 1 million, and it's like, oh, a million years later,
sure.
Now he's, ascend, like he's rightfully wearing the mantle or whatever. Like,
yeah, and it took that long.
Right, exactly. And to your point with that, I think the other thing that they need to avoid here, and I think this is what would kill what we're getting here, this momentum. DC cannot ever greenlight any Superboy Prime series, one shots. This man needs to literally be once in every fucking 12 years.
Just use him once in a blue moon for an event where he fits.
Yes.
In a story arc where he fits as like a significant guest character, but a guest character nonetheless, even if he has a heavy focus like he does right now in this issue and in the last issue. Like, he's not the main character. Don't give him a series. We don't need that. Just give me good Superman stories, and if you involve Superboy Prime and he's part of telling a really good Superman story, I'm good with that. Don't overuse him.
No.
Because he's the type of character you run the risk of overuse with.
You run the risk of Deadpooling him.
That Deadpooling him, or Batman Who Laughs.
Oh, God, right. Batman Who Laughs. Or even
who was
Doomsday.
who was genuinely a really cool concept for a villain. And then it almost immediately, he suddenly became DC's new Joker. And it was like, the entire point was for him to not be that.
He had like 4 appearances and then he got a Fortnite skin. At that point, I was like, dude, what are we doing here? Like, the astroturfing is coming hard. I can see it coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
But yeah,
exactly.
Amazing job out here with Superboy Prime, Superman, everything that's going on here. I know you and I, and this is where it gets weird, because like, we're into this, but now we're going into DC K.O. that we don't care about.
I don't care about DC K.O.
Even off of this, like, this is great. I still don't care about DC K.O. And I pointed this out to you earlier. Like, I feel like it's going to lose. Like, we have this great Superboy Prime arc, and now
I feel like we have really good momentum right here, right?
Like, we can have 2 more issues or whatever where Clark is trying to deal with the Legion. Maybe 1 or 2 of them get into our universe. I know you and I don't want crossover, but cards how they're dealt. And then
sure, yeah.
And then, the 3rd issue, Prime comes back, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, I lived, bitch, and he keeps helping and fighting. That
he helps Clark clean up, and then there we go. We wrap up the arc.
And boom. Instead, we are going into KO, which we don't care about. And as I told you earlier, like, I super don't care because now Superboy Prime's not there. Like, they haven't said he's on the roster, and it's like, well, you can't bring him in and then say no. Like, it just feels weird. Like, you're having a fighting tournament, no Superboy Prime, even with, like, and yes, Andrew, as you pointed out, like, he is objectively way more powerful than everybody. But if everybody's going, oh, we're gonna listen to these rules and not use our powers, or like, okay, do something. Yeah. Darkseid is 500 stories tall. I'm sure you could say Superboy Prime's afraid of him. Like, it's a very easy sell. Mike says, which issue number is this again? This is 30.
This is issue 30.
Which I think the all-in stuff has been happening since about 20 at this point.
It was 19 or 20, one of the two, I think.
19 or 20 around there. So, as to this point review, I know Andrew and I sort of agree. Started really strong, hits a really weird lull around that
there's like
tomorrow stuff.
Yeah, there's like a 2 to 4 issue lull of where it's like, the issues aren't bad, but it just feels like we're not going anywhere.
Right.
And then it picks up again. And especially the last 2 issues, I think, prior to this one, it was like, wow, like Superman's really good again, right? Mm-hmm. And this issue especially, I think this is like my favorite issue of this run so far.
I want every page like blown up on my wall, like,
right?
Like just forever. I can't.
Dude,
stop.
This like, colorist does crazy
on Atlas
stuff.
There, or on Goliath. Like, come on, like, you think you have a chance? Like, Dan.
This colorist works magic with Dan Mora's art, man.
This is what I want for all of your crises now. Like, all of your events, you have Alejandro and you have Dan. Like, no more debate. Yeah, Mike says, I haven't hopped into the main Superman book in a while, so I might snag this and keep rolling with it. If you are able to hop into like Superman, and I mean that in the sense of like, if you're familiar enough with where we are and you don't have to like go backtrack for a bunch of stuff, highly recommend it. I would even recommend it in the other case, but I do know that costs more money and everything, and not everybody has that. But yes, if you can add this to your pull list, or I mean, I don't know. Pick up these ones at least. We'll see what happens next with DC K.O. starting. I feel like it'll still be good, but I also know, or we know, when an event starts, all bets are off, because now it's no longer just Williamson. It's everybody who's writing that event and the editorial are working together.
Who's the main architect of KO?
Gosh. Let's see. It is it's Williamson and Snyder.
Williamson and Snyder. Okay, so basically the current architect of main, DCU, and then the architect of the Absolute Universe.
And like the writers
See,
on
both
the,
of those guys
core like best books from their lines.
Like those guys are really good writers. Just I don't know. Maybe it's a matter of the pitch for the premise of DC K.O. was just a really bad pitch, and the book itself will be good. I would prefer that, but man, I think we all would. The pitch for the premise was just not interesting. I don't care about another Battle World storyline. I really don't.
I don't think anybody
especially not with the state that the DCU is currently in, and the Absolute DCU is currently in, where like the Trinity books are really good, and then in current like main continuity you have Superman, which is really good, Batman, which has started off really good, and I don't even know how that's going to fit in with KO at all.
I kind of hope they just ignore it. I feel like you can't.
It probably will.
You have to, right? Because you're like, we're restarting Batman. We're going right back to like the basics. I don't know
like
how you
2 months later, we're jumping into an event.
Well, 2 months, 2 issues in, you're going back to basics. Now Batman's going to fight an extra dimensional war against the literal god of evil, and it
doesn't line up. I don't know, man. Well, I guess we'll see.
We'll see, but at the very least...
We'll talk about the first issue of KO here.
Oh, I'm sure we will. But at the very least, even if KO sucks, even if everything else sucks, we're still getting this. And I still cannot fucking wait for Impulse Point. Like, I'm
genuinely
so excited for Impulse Point.
Genuinely excited for that. Do we know how... I feel like I've asked this question. Do we know how long Wade is sticking on that book?
Yeah, we don't yet. We all we know now.
We just know he's writing that issue.
Well, it's like this and a couple more because he's the emergency fill, right? Because Cy went
because Cy Spurrier said, "I think I'm tapped." Yeah,
which is good. Good on him. No hate there. Actually, a lot
props
of respect
to you for recognizing that you don't have anything left in the tank for this character.
But then
I respect that.
But then they said, "What can we do?" And they just said, "Wade, come help us out here." So I kind of. Keep him on the book. Why not? Fuck it. Let's go volume 2 again. I don't care. Make that a selling point.
Like, keep him on the book, and honestly, because Wally has no chemistry.
If it's on Infinite, you can just go from the beginning. Still Williamson.
Okay, cool.
But yeah.
Wally has no chemistry with Wallace whatsoever. Every single time they interact, it feels like they're trying to force an interaction between Wally and Bart. It's like, just give us Wally and Bart.
Serious. Well, it's like Wally and Bart, but also from this angle of like, every time they show Wally and Wallace, it's sort of like with this inherent we're supposed to inherently know, or like, what am I trying to say here? When they interact, there's this sense that like their interactions are coming from a shared existence, like, oh, we're both Wallies. We both have the same kind of history. Hey, Wally, how's it? Like, you were a sidekick. I'm like, hey, Wally, how's it going? Like,
yeah.
But they've never really explored that. They never did anything with that. It is too divergent of an origin story at this point. Like, that would have worked when we first got Wallace. But we've done so much with him, with Daniel West being the Reverse Flash, and it's not that anymore. So I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do.
I'd be up for a Wade Flash run where he kind of give us a back to basics Flash run, but give us Wally and Bart.
Honestly, I'm
good with that because we don't have Young Justice right now.
We don't have, and Bart's not on Titans. Like he's not there.
He's not on Titans, and he's not on the Teen Titans because Wallace is on the Teen Titans.
Oh, that's
we don't
right,
even have a Teen Titans book.
Say, we don't have a Teen Titans book. The team exists, but they're not even around.
There's somehow a Titans book right now, which I don't know how that book's still going.
The ladies love Nightwing. That's literally what it is. I am not even.
That's literally all.
I'm not even being sexist. I like not even like
that might be
joke.
Honestly
like,
the best explanation because there's no reason for me to care about that book because you don't have my amalgamation or something remotely similar to it of the Titans team for me to care.
Yeah, so it's. I mean, you did care though because it had your John Boy cover last week, so you cared about one thing from that run.
That one is going to be coming in the mail at some point.
Wait, you ordered it? Oh no, you mean coming in the mail from me? Okay, yeah. I was like, wait a minute, holy shit, did we just double up? We've never done this.
No, I didn't order that.
Oh my god,
I didn't order. No.
All right, but yeah, guys.
The only John Boy covers I currently have are my foil Absolute Superman and my my Absolute Flash one.
Which one of the best things to come out of that?
I'm bummed that doesn't have a foil version of it.
That's right. It's the only one that doesn't. Or like he did that line, like the second.
The Absolute Trinity each have foil variants.
But then his like
I think Virgin foil variants. But yeah, the other ones don't.
Manhunter and his Flash don't. But I'm like,
it's probably because they're not selling as well. Honestly.
I guess, but it's like you did. It's the set, DC, you sons of bitches. Like
it would have been perfect for a spot foil, but sadly not.
But alas, that's not the world we live in, sadly. But
this cover is beautiful, and I can't wait to have it.
This cover is fantastic. I can't wait. Please do like a nice print of this, Dan Mora. Like I would put this everywhere forever. But speaking of, so that's DC. We'll see what happens. Shout out to Superboy Prime. We love your evil dickish ass. But I think it's about time. Speaking of different universes and stuff, I think you want to have it over to Marvel and close it out with some Ultimate.
Let's close it out with some Ultimate Spider-Man, some Peakman.
All right. Before we do, I want to.
Oh yeah, you were saying that you said this issue was actually solid.
So yeah, we did get a little in the weeds on Superman for good reason. So I won't. Maybe I'll just we'll talk about this you and I probably afterwards. The long and short of it is surprisingly good one-shot issue following the Ultimate Hawkeye taking on Roxxon and stuff. The reason I specifically wanted to pull it up for you is because what happens is we find Hawkeye is investigating a sort of underground club that thrives on pain, like an eyes wide shut sort of situation, right?
Okay.
Of the Maker's elite, Roxxon's elite, and that stuff.
Yeah,
so
I'm tracking.
He gets into the club.
That's a great perspective, right?
Yeah,
there.
It's right, and he sees
trippy.
all the people are being tortured for the pleasure of the guests, and unfortunately, he gets it's a trap. He got bamboozled. They knew he was coming, so they drug him, and then they put him through a series of tests that get back your equipment, prove who you are, all that stuff. And when he finally gets through all of these sort of puzzles, we learn that our favorite is actually running this club, and it is
gosh.
Yeah, it's her. It's Exterminatrix is here, and it's basically an underground like a gladiator thing for
who let Grant Morrison into this book,
right? Exactly. She's still here, and no changes from the main universe, which is just so hilarious. But basically, it boils down to she goes, this guy, this Ronin, he owes us a bunch of money. You have blown up a bunch of our shit, and you owe us a bunch of money. Fight it out. Whoever wins, debt is clear. Like we're all good. Obviously, Hawkeye is like, this is stupid. I don't want to. But Ronin keeps going at him, keeps talking about you took everything from me. You don't know who I am, but I know you. We do learn, obviously, Hawkeye emerges victorious. This is where it gets weird. It turns out to be Ultimate Hawkeye, or Ultimate Clint. And I if you guys remember, and if you remember, Andrew,
didn't we see in one of the first issues of Ultimates him throwing
he
away
throws it away. He says, I don't want it. And now he's like, I'm the one who was supposed to be you. That should have been me. And I'm like, where did that come from? You
literally threw that away.
And so this is probably the weakest part of it for me. This just felt like Hawkeye fights Ronin. Oh, it's Clint Barton. And I'm just like, all right, whatever.
Like,
dumb.
I could understand maybe instead Clint just becomes Ronin, right? And okay, fine, whatever, make that make sense, and that's fine. But this interaction of him specifically saying, I was supposed to be you, well,
you could have been.
You literally
we
said
went
no.
to you first. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you were the first choice. You were the first pick.
And to your point, like, you could have done something where he says no, but then he starts seeing the Ultimates like do their well, in their view, like their terrorism, and then he goes, I don't like, I specifically see that Hawkeye is using what I would have done, but like, I'm not a terrorist, like that's evil. I'm gonna stop him. And so he links up with Roxxon, and that's how he gets all whatever. But this just felt like shock value for shock value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's Clint and he was supposed to blah 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 blah. But so that's what happened in the issue. The main reason I wanted to bring this up to you, Andrew, is obviously our favorite makes her appearance, right? Exterminatrix, out of nowhere, where she just keeps popping up for us.
Ridiculous.
But
somehow, I have no idea how, but she keeps
haunting us. She keeps haunting us. She keeps following us. But I also brought it up because for $5 for a variant, I had to make us laugh because
oh my gosh.
She got it's by Lyrics. Like, so it's a very, very good artist. But
okay.
It's Exterminatrix. I wasn't gonna pick it up, but I saw it and I went, they seriously gave her a like, I have to, like, for us, for the laugh. I'm like,
you know,
I
respect it. I'm not gonna knock you or judge you for grabbing a variant cover that's, you know, a hot chick in black leather. You know, it's fine.
It's all for the laugh, and now I get a waifu out of it. But see, like, that's why I wasn't. Andrew and I share in our Discord servers and with each other, like, a photo of what we pulled this week. I left it out because I'm like, this is gonna be funny. Like, I can't believe that I actually spent.
I was gonna say,
this fucking cover.
I don't remember you sending me that one.
Yeah, so that's all. That's the only reason I wanted to bring up Ultimate Hawkeye. Aside from that,
the Ronin outfit looks pretty solid.
It kind of always does. You can't really screw up that Ronin outfit. It's always looked cool.
I do prefer the hood, but that still looks cool.
The hood, I do. Yeah, I like the hood, but I also think it works when it's down. Like it's one of those ones that works either way. I prefer the hood, but I still think it works like this.
But the hood just isn't present at all here. So if the hood was down, it just doesn't have the hood. It's just more like right now it's a little more Scorpion.
They went with the super, like, when he's Ronin, like he comes back. He's Ronin, he does, like, with Wanda and everything, and then after they discover, like, oh, Hawkeye is Ronin and he's alive, he ditches more, like, the more ninja-y for the more superhero that we're, like, seeing here. Cause, then I know he doesn't have a hood because he starts doing a lot of the, like, mask rip-off, which, I like that visual, but I agree with you. Like, I like the hood when it's around. But, with that is all I wanted to stop over there. Grant Morrison, you horny son of a bitch, like, we've got you. But
he's a wild man.
As we were slightly talking about, a little. Yes, it's a little like Celine from Underworld. If she was, like, just a straight up, like, dominatrix porn model.
I was gonna say if she was, like, straight up BDSM dominatrix.
There's no. I love Grant Morrison, my favorite writer. We like what Exterminatrix is doing in this series. Like, they're using her in a good capacity. There's just no denial you can give that is the most insane character design of all time. Like,
that is, like, the most fetishistic, like, character design. Like, there's no question in our minds what the direction was to the concept artist with that. Like
this was just
look up BDSM thems and you're good.
And you're like, okay, there's no good way to package this. Like, it is what it is, and we have to be honest with ourselves.
Yeah, we just have to acknowledge that's what it is. Yeah, and then we just have to acknowledge that Grant Morrison is gonna Grant Morrison, and you have to just do your best to, like, make sure he doesn't go full Morrison.
Grant Morrison is going to make weird fetishy villains that are, the writer's barely disguised fetish. Jeff Loeb is going to make everything about his dead son. These are things that we accept, right? Like, this is where we are. But speaking of where we are, let's tune in back to Ultimate Spider-Man. I don't know if did we cover last issue?
I
feel like, okay,
we did.
I know there was one we didn't cover, but either way, I just wanted to make sure everybody's caught up.
Yeah.
We are, things are coming to a head. The Parkers are making their way back to
so we're only a few months away from the Maker's return.
We're only 3 months, like 3 issues left until Endgame, which is
until Ultimate
absolutely
Endgame.
crazy. So where we pick up here, if you guys remember, building as the Parkers have been on the run is the fact that Gwen is a Mysterio, and she and Harry have been sort of teaming up to take down the Kingpin's empire. Her going a little deeper with her magic and her cult and not telling Harry, even though Harry is telling everything to her. Oh, with that, we open in September. We're back in New York. We have, I forget, I keep wanting to call him Wesley, because that's like Kingpin's regular like goon name in everything, like even in the movies. It's not Wesley. I don't remember who it is. So guys out there, if I mistake, forgive me. But his Kingpin's right-hand man is coming to a meeting at I believe, where was it? Oh, it doesn't say. But he's going to meet somebody. All of a sudden he gets abducted by his own like driver and thrown into a trunk, and they drive off. What we learn is that his presence was requested by none other than Mr. Negative, who basically starts explaining, like, I bend people to my will. I can even make the Kingpin's guards, like, kill themselves thinking that they're protecting him. And
we get a whole backstory on him.
Yep, we get Mr. Negative's backstory, which admittedly is kind of tragic, where him and his family immigrated into America when everything was, like, remember, different continuity. So, like, in this era, everything is going bad right before the Maker shows up. Her and her family try to find their way, try to make their way. Of course, they get involved with drugs. But then his powers activate. And with the ability to bend people to his will, his sister starts, manipulating him and taking advantage of him. And it just sort of, again, he's still a bad guy. I'm not saying, like, oh, everything's forgiven. But it's one of those tragic, like, that sucks. Like, that shouldn't happen.
He was used as a tool by his older sister, and that just kind of reinforced. And
it desensitized him to everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, he says that. He's like, after a while, it got easier and effortless. So, like, she's making this kid be like, oh, it's cool to kill. Like, whatever. That's how you deal with things. We also get a quick tune-in or a quick check-in with Jonah and Ben, who we learn they've still been hard at work at the paper, publishing everything, exposés. And I really like this because we find them realizing something that a lot of us, especially those of us who work in like news or like try to correct narratives out there, we run into this a lot, which is you can level a bunch of evidence to anything. People won't care. They'll just, over time, it'll just become white noise because they hear so much of it, right? So you really have to like nail somebody on one thing, really sell that message. And that's what Ben and Jonah are realizing. They're going, we can tell them all they want. We have all these documents from Tony and everything. We have to like pull one thing apart. And they go, all right, it'll be
on one thread that the populace can latch onto and start pulling themselves.
Let me ask you this. This felt weird to me because it's like, okay, let's pull out the Kingpin. Isn't that what you're already doing? Like,
okay, so I'm not crazy because like when I read that, I was like, I thought you were like investigating specifically the Kingpin already.
That's what I thought too. Like that was the whole point of why you guys left the paper, right? That's the reason there's no Ultimate Ben Reilly of any name, right? Is because you guys were going for the Kingpin. So yeah, I'm glad I'm also not crazy because I'm like, what am I missing here? Like, what thread? Like, what are we talking about? Either way, I guess, I don't know. Maybe this just means they'll be like more direct in like attacking Kingpin. I don't know.
Maybe. Sounds like a quick way to die in this universe.
I mean, rest in peace, Ben Reilly. Uncle Ben does have, he is destined for the grave, if you will.
At some point, he's already an old man, but like this Peter already lost Aunt May. Like I think the status quo for this universe was that Aunt May died.
Yeah.
Though the circumstances were different, but like
she gets nuked.
She's dead instead of Ben, right?
Right. But then tragedy can always strike. There was a little bit in the comics. They keep trying to kill off Aunt May, and then Tom Brevoort keeps going, no, everybody loves Aunt May. Everybody loves this storyline.
Aunt May should have died when she had that fever, and then we would have entirely skipped one more day.
Or she just dies there in one more day. And just
and then one more day just means it's one more day with Aunt May.
Exactly. And it's just like, So
I've only
stupid.
said that 8 million times. I repeat myself.
And we'll repeat it until we get something good in the 616 from Spidey. But back in the Ultimate Universe, we check in with Harry and Dr. Octopus, Otto, Octavius, whatever you want to call him right now. We do get so two really interesting things happen here. I think it's only a one page meeting.
Yeah, it's just a 1-page interlude.
One, we get this, I do like this little exchange here where Harry's like trying to, so we tune in and like Doc's like, why are you talking to me about this? Like, what are you doing? And he's like, I don't really have friends, Otto. Like, you're kind of, you and Peter are the closest people I have. So like, what do you think how do I smooth things out with me and Gwen? And Otto being, very science headed and kind of, not like autistic, but like very curt. He's just like, what about divorce? And I was like, fucking Otto, of course. But then we do see Harry's fiddling around with some stuff in Otto's lab, and he picks up a spider. And Otto freaks out. He's like, do not move that. Like, and he doesn't say what it is. He's like, it's just something I found. It's delicate. Which is interesting, because like, is that the spider? Is it maybe like,
is that
Miles'
supposed to be the spider?
Or like,
I don't need it to be Miles' spider, please,
well,
God. We already have him.
I mean more in the sense of like a replication of the experiment, right? Because that's how Miles gets his, is that they try to, Oscorp is trying to recreate.
They literally copy and paste the origin for Spider-Man with Miles, in the original Ultimate Universe.
And so it's like, is Otto trying to develop more like spider people? We have no idea. No. Oh shit! 3 months left. Otto, Spider. Otto was living.
Do you think we might get Ultimate Superior Spider-Man?
We're gonna have. I feel like we're gonna have a moment where Otto tries to be like, I can do this better than you. I have tech on my side, right? And then either like Harry and Pete beat him, or maybe even Venom comes in, because we know Venom is active now with Richard. So I don't know. That just came to me.
That I didn't even think of that. That I'd be open to, but I don't know how we fit that into 3 issues.
I think the way you fit it into 3 issues is that you unfortunately just have to do like he's a surprise in a fight. Like you put him in a fight, right? Like they're going to go fight the Maker, and in the entranceway there's Otto, and he says like, oh, I realized that he, like, techno superiority, whatever. And then they fight, but then it's over. Like, it has to be a one-on-one brawl that definitively ends. Because I don't think you can have, like, I'm going to go out and actually be Spider-Man. I think, like, because how do you fit that into 3? I think this is just going to be like,
you can,
I'm here to stop you. I'm
maybe
superior.
he's just there in the end event.
Right, exactly.
In some capacity.
And then Peter just, like, dismantles him, right? Like, I can see... Rage-filled Peter, maybe something happens. Obviously, we're going up against the Maker, which is kind of like the apocalypse. Mm-hmm. Maybe we can get one of our you and I love those moments, like when Pete beats down Fire Lord, right? Where it's just like, oh yeah, you're fucking terrifying. Maybe we'll get another one of those. We haven't gotten one since Kraven. And
you could even do it like, because this Otto has shown himself to be maybe a little shady, but he hasn't shown himself to be an outright villain.
No.
So you could even potentially, if you wanted to, have it to where like he tries to like show up Peter, gets his ass handed to him. Maybe he even starts on top and like is like, because Peter's still fairly inexperienced, right, at doing this.
And that's kind of what.
And so maybe he has a one up on Peter, and then
Peter loses it. That's what I mean. Like,
well, either Peter loses it,
and then
or Richard does, right, and goes Venom and then beats the crap out of Otto, but then Richard and Peter and everybody else are getting the crap kicked out of them by the Maker, and they need an extra little hand, and then like Otto jumps in and starts helping out a bit, and that's not necessarily going to be like the make or break, but it's like, hey, we still need some oomph, right? And so I could, if you wanted to,
I like that.
It depends on how you want to frame his character ultimately, whether you want to frame him as a bad guy or as a good guy, or maybe even as a questionable guy who does kind of want to do the right thing.
A guy,
right? Or just like a guy that just doesn't want to freaking die or see his world end, because that also means he dies.
My boss, who is smart with all this technology, he's putting like the fate of the world in this idiot. Like, really? No. We got to be like smart about this. Like, put in the elite. So
Yeah.
I could see that. Either way, I think you and I just hit on something, and let's see.
And you could even just throw in a line like during that fight where he says that I'm the superior Spider-Man, and you're gonna see, right? Something like that. Like you don't need to go beyond that.
No.
Just something that simple and on the nose.
Like he doesn't, like he should never take it on as like a formal moniker, but he says it in that taunt moment, right? Like they're going into the heat of battle, like I'll show you I'm the superior Spider-Man. Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Don't
that easy.
Don't make it a thing. So let's see. Let's hope. I mean, I trust Hickman. I genuinely do trust Hickman. So I think
he hasn't given me a reason to not trust him, at least in this universe.
Everything is going right with him. But we go back and we tune in, or we check back in with Mr. Negative. He is still telling Wesley his origin story. We learn that eventually his activities caught the attention of Kingpin. And Kingpin, summoned him. Mr. Negative thought he would just use his powers and bend him. And then I love this. I love this about Kingpin.
He dismantles him.
Because he's like, I could not break him. Like, he says, I believed I could break him, that my will was greater than his. That day, the only thing I was more wrong about that than how it would unfold was how it would end. And I'm just like, that is... Yes, guys, Kingpin, a lot of his power comes from being rich. And we do make fun of him a lot for being the fatso guy, especially because he doesn't get his hands dirty, right? Because that's for his goons. But what Hickman does a lot in this series, and I like any media that does it, is he's just a fucking wall. Like, he's a brick wall, like a shit
Well, that's
house.
one of the reasons why, like, when we've played the first Insomniac Spider-Man game, it opens up with Peter versus Kingpin.
Yeah.
And Kingpin is just the freaking Hulk, man. And he's a bad motherfucker.
And then, like, think about... honestly, Netflix's Daredevil, the first, like, we see him being Kingpin, and then there's the first time we see him go crazy is the door scene in, like, episode 3. And
I've only seen the first episode of that show.
Oh, that's right. Anyway, there's a scene where, like, the first couple episodes, you see Kingpin, and he's the business guy, right? Like, he's being driven around. Obviously, he's getting, like, perturbed that his operations are being interrupted. And then, like, the final moments of episode 2 or 3, he learns that there's like some weasel in his organization. And so he has, the weasel is like driving him. Like, he's his driver that night. He has him take him somewhere, pulls over, asks him to like step out, like hits him, and then just he takes the car door and like smashes the guy until it's a literal pulp. And then he just like leaves. And it's like, holy shit! Like, that, good luck, Daredevil.
He wasn't messing around.
Good luck. Like, you're actually gonna get your ass handed to you. But so from there, we learn that the reason Mr. Negative has abducted Wesley is that he's basically going, I know there's secrets to Kingpin. You're gonna tell me secrets. But unfortunately, because as we know, he's also a Mysterio. So he's
part of the Mysterio group. Yeah.
As Mr. Negative is pressing him, like, tell me your secrets. It's, I work for Kingpin, but I'm also Mysterio. And so Mr. Negative goes, oh, that's interesting. So we start, we jump back to the main Mysterios, who are all of them, actually. I think Wesley's there. And they're all kind of confronting Gwen, going, you've been going crazy. You've been abusing the Mysterio. This needs to stop.
Acting unilaterally, and we're not about it.
And Gwen's doing the, like, typical, like, I thought this is what we were about, right? Like, she's getting way too radical for them. And they're like, all right, you need to tell us your plans. Like, if we're Mysterios, we all need to be in on this. And right before she does, she notices Wesley is looking a little, like, sick, like he's a little unwell. And we learn that he got his mind altered by Mr. Negative to basically be a Trojan horse against the Mysterios. And literally a Trojan horse, because Mr. Negative straps him with a bunch of C4, gets him into the meeting. Boom. Literally, this is where we end, with just a giant explosion within... It's obviously just within the Mysterio room. It's not like a nuke, but, like, what? Is Gwen dead? Are all the others dead? Is Robbie dead? We don't know anymore, but clearly the, like, Dons, I guess, is probably, like, the best way you could say, the Sinister Six, they're all ramping up their ambitions. Like, we've seen that. We started to see all of the, like, unity break with Kraven abducting Peter, Mysterio obviously helping Peter escape from Kraven, all of that stuff.
Mole Man helped too.
Oh yeah, and Mole Man. I fucking love Mole Man. I want him to come back.
So I feel like there are a couple of ways they could go about this. One of which being that, and I don't honestly think that this is the route they're going to take, but it seems feasible enough.
Possible.
Where Gwen is actually dead from this. The whole Mysterio group is dead from this. And that's what causes Harry to snap against Peter, because the stuff that they're doing resulted in his wife dying, even though his wife and he were like kind of like in conflict a little bit. Like,
it doesn't matter. It's still your wife.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Like at that moment, like, my wife died because of doing this. Emotion takes over. You're not, logically, we could all go, Harry, if you sat down and you thought about it, and if Harry was in a healthy place, he would go, you're correct. I shouldn't take this out on Pete. Like, this.
He also just almost died. So
he also just almost died. He's
probably not in the. Yeah, he's not in the most like
stable,
mentally safe and stable place possible. So I think that's one option. The other is that I think
Norman, who we saw was rebooted like last issue or like 2 issues ago. Like they
it was 1 or 2 issues ago. Yeah,
it was like turn it back on. Really?
Yeah.
Yes, Otto, and it was still like Norman.
Yeah, and so you could leverage that. The other one being that, the Mysterios, because they do have these, these abilities, or at least some of them got away, and Gwen was one of them. I feel like this would be, I don't know, you could sell me on this type of a sequence being where this Gwen dies, but the way that the sequence plays out is a little too anticlimactic for me for it to feel like what Hickman was really going for, and that this is where she actually dies. I feel like this is kind of a distraction, right?
I mean, maybe it could even be a thing where it seems like she dies, Harry goes crazy, she comes back and she's like, I am alive, but like I'm fucked up, right? Like, my face is like a skull, my left half of my body isn't real. Like I'm an illusion. Because then what? Mysterio, Green Goblin, 2 of the fucking Sinister Six. You got them right there.
Mm-hmm.
I can see them doing some sort of pseudo Sinister Six brawl, either in the final issue of this or somewhere in Endgame. Like I feel like that's coming down the pipe somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. Before we wrap up and get out of here, I want to ask you one thing about this issue, because so I brought up this page, which is after Mr. Negative actively moves to start changing Wesley's brain. We get this 4-page spread where we get
this kind of montage.
Yeah, where we see assumedly the Mysterio group blowing up. We see Black Cat, her dad being driven through by one of Mr. Negative's goons with a sword. We see Mr. Negative's goons taking out the Moloids. And then we also see Negative's goons taking out the Parker house, right? And Venom and him are defending Mayday and Anna and MJ.
Yeah.
I
don't think this is actually happening. Okay. I think this is what, based on the narration, I feel like this is what Mr. Negative's intentions are.
Yes.
But I don't know if this is actually what we're seeing. So I equate this a little bit to a couple issues ago with Absolute Batman. Remember where when he first gets the absolute shit rocked out of him by Bane, and it looks like he ripped off his arms, he ripped apart his face, all of a sudden he had a mechanical arm, things like that, but that's not what we actually have right now.
Yes.
As of last issue, right? Where they injected him with stuff.
Venom, yeah.
Yeah, he clearly got effed up.
But he's sewn up. Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like it's that kind of a play where this is them saying, okay, this is what the intention is, and this is what could happen.
This is what he
and this
wants
is
to
what
happen.
Mr. Negative is planning, but this is an actual, we're not seeing these events play out right now in real time. This is Mr. Negative saying, this is what my goal is here. That's kind of the way that I read it.
This is 21. Okay, because... So I'm just pulling up I want to see if the cover to 22 can give us anything, but it's just Peter and Harry battle worn, and they're still ready to fight. So nothing there, but okay, that's what so your explanation is what I feel it would be in a regular narrative, right? That's how it came across to me. But then we get the Mysterio building exploding in this issue. So like, do we open up 22 where Felicia is getting attacked and the Mo-Man is getting attacked and then Peter and everybody is getting attacked? Like, because to me, yeah, it just, it feels weird. I don't know what they're going for exactly here, because it's sort of like out of sequence. Obviously it'll be wrapped up the second we open like up the next issue. I'm positive of that. Yeah. But yeah, I wanted to see like, I couldn't land on it. So I'm not against it. Well, okay. I'm not against all of this happening like at the same time, but I am against at least not seeing the initial attack on the Parker's house. That feels like something.
I feel like that's something that's probably what we would open up with. And then we'll cut in between scenes. We'll see like
all three of
Alicia
and
her father getting jumped on. Yeah, and Mo-Man getting jumped. And then my guess is if that's the case, we'll see all these characters manage to skirt out of it, except Mo-Man might get axed. I
think
we might get him dead.
I actually think we get him saved for now. I feel like he has a bigger role, but it's
okay.
So what happens is, or like my prediction is like, everybody gets attacked, right? Like on go, all three of you are getting attacked. Peter and Richard are able to, fuck them up because they're Spider-Man and they're Venom. Easy. At that moment, some communication, something from Felicia, right? Like a text comes through and Richard, I need help. He doesn't know, but Peter being smart goes like, something is going down with everybody. Is like the Sinister Six are moving. So he goes, go save Felicia. Or maybe he doesn't even have the time. Like Richard just goes. And I can see Pete, remember, he did have like pretty amicable interactions with the Mo-Man, and he was sort of like sympathetic to him, even though he was like, well, then why are you still working for him? And it's like, it's complicated. He's like, no, it's not. But that was like the biggest part of their disagreement, right?
Right.
So I can see him going like, everybody's getting attacked, Mo-Man, right? Like, or like Harry, and how can I get to Harry? Mo-Man or something. And I can see Venom saving Felicia, Peter saving Mo-Man, and then after everything is done, let's regroup. What are we doing here? Like, what's happening? And I don't know what happens after that, but I can see something like that happening. And
I can see that. I
guess that's where I will leave it. Is I hope we get to see this play out, and this isn't like we don't pick up next issue and it's like, oh, we saved you. Like, are you guys all okay? Like, I know the house is on fire, but are you like? I want to.
That would
this,
feel like
right?
bad pacing, especially for significant characters.
For significant characters, and from this book and from Hickman, I would just be like, I don't know about this. That would feel like such.
That would feel like an editorial rush.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, an editorial move instead of what Hickman actually wanted. So, again, guys, even though we didn't get a lot of Spider-Maning, there's so much in this one issue. Like, where could we go? And I think what makes it a lot more fun, honestly, Andrew, is the fact we've only got 3 issues left. Because we could speculate.
Because now we're like, what the hell is going to happen within these last 3 issues, man?
And because, like, yeah, what's going to happen?
Because you got to believe it's going to build up to a big finale. I feel like issue 24, which is the finale, which is right before Ultimate Endgame, I feel like that's where Peter and maybe Peter and Richard, or Peter and Richard and Harry are going to take on and take out Kingpin. Because you got to have a showdown against Kingpin. He's clearly been built up as the big bad for this series, right?
And even though, like, I still love that, like, I work for God, right? Like, even though he has a connection, like a direct line of some level with the Maker, it wouldn't make sense. Like, it just feels out of place to have big superhero universe brawl, Kingpin. Like, it just doesn't feel like that's the right venue. So we got to have a showdown with that. I actually think we're going to get, like, well, again, I don't know how it works out with 3 issues, but I think all, like, what is it? Panther, X-Men, and Spider-Man are all going to end with they'll have a big climactic moment, which happens in, like, issue 23 with prediction, right? Like, it happens in issue 23, big brawl. 24 is where, like, the fight might end or whatever. Everybody's picking up the pieces, and that's where we get the, sort of like that, the Halo 2 moment, right? Where it ends with, like, Chief, like, blasting into the, like, into Earth, and they're like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I'm ready to, like, I'm here to finish this fight. Like, that stealing moment, right? Like, I can see, like, everything's blown up. the Maker's Dome is opening. This is all like related.
Mhm.
Final page is like him and Richard going like,
Yeah, a different perspective from each of those books. We're seeing the Maker's Dome open,
which is, even though it's about to open in Ultimate Incursion, like whatever. Like I hate that book so much, man.
Screw that book, man. That book is absolute trash.
We get this, and then we get that out of this line. Like it is so,
man,
it's bizarre.
The next issue is the last one, right?
Oh, of Incursion, yes. The next issue is the last one of Incursion. I don't
want Miles around for the Ultimate Endgame event. Get him out of here before that.
I don't want him mentioned. That's like, I don't want any.
I want to forget that he had any involvement in this universe.
If you have to say something, I want somebody to, like, whether it's Maystorm or Richard, just be like, we met another guy from another universe. Done. I don't want
that's it. Yeah.
I don't want like, oh, Billy left a diaper and it has 616 energy, so this is the fucking super weapon to everything, right? Like, or oh no, we're about to lose. I have a contact, like I can call Miles and like, oh, and I brought
no,
I don't want any of that.
Let the characters that you've worked on in this universe finish their fight.
Maystorm is in Russia right now. That doesn't make any chronological. I know you're not reading Ultimate X-Men.
She's supposed to be in Japan.
And only in Japan. Like, screw that book. Anyway, but yes. So screw that book. We at least ended on a good Ultimate book, but I think that is where we're gonna wrap it up for tonight, guys. I think that's the main things we wanted to hit. I'm looking through our pull list. Yeah, nothing too. Immortal Legend Batman was really fun. It continues to be an interesting book. I can't wait to see the B plot, which is like, let's, Robin and Nightwing going, let's go. Oh, okay, wait, before we do sign off, I just remembered something from Batman I do want to highlight as like, this is how you remix things really well, right? Which is full page. No, go away. So at a point in the book, the Common Rider Robin and Common Rider Nightwing are fighting their monster villain or evil shadows, and one of them wounds Robin and is clearly starting to have the upper hand, and Nightwing powers up into like a new form, but it becomes the red suit, and I'm like, dude, that's so smart. Like, that's how you do these kind of things. That was really freaking cool.
Yeah, but that was a good choice.
Oh, and then I feel so bad for Batman, dude. Like, no, you can't go anywhere in any universe.
You can't go anywhere without Bane. Like, to be fair, though, like, this isn't absolute Bane, at least.
That's really not saying a lot. Like, thank God it's not literal Satan. Like, it's just
absolute Bane is like the most terrifying thing I've seen in a Batman book in, I think, my entire life.
Scariest guy I've ever seen in my life. Like, absolute Bane, like 100%. And then whatever happens when we get Joker, like Demon Dragon Joker, whatever he shows up.
And we have no idea yet. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm on board. I'm
here for it. Snyder's killing it.
Wait, Snyder. So you've earned that from us. But we have earned I guess a break, a sabbatical, because we're wrapping up the show. This is the worst outro I've ever set up. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, that's it for the week. We're gonna head out of here. Andrew, do you want to run everybody through what we promised them with our end show plugs?
Yeah, guys, please check out RIPPAVERSE.com. Check out the Rippazine number 5 collection. That closes down for its pre-orders tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Central. My 16-page short story debut is in this issue of our Rippazine. The story is Blue Shift Tryouts. It introduced the first superhero I created. He's a speedster character, as you might imagine, and it is kind of a really fun early years introduction to the character, because the stories, if I'm allowed to tell them, the main stories I'm going to tell with this character are when he's just a few years older, so a young adult, but he's an early teen in this introductory story. It's his first time being able to attend a normal school. He's going to high school for the first time, and that's going to come with a lot of hurdles and a lot of speed bumps that one might imagine from being in high school for the first time. But add to that the fact that you have superpowers that you and your family are trying to keep under wraps. adds another layer of complexity to that. And all Zephyr Arlen, the character I created, wants is to just be a normal kid right now at this point in his life, because he's never been allowed to be. He's going to find out real quick normalcy might not be his lane.
Yep, not for in his lane. Look at that, keeping the puns correct, keeping them thematic.
Also, please watch the trailer and comment on the trailer on YouTube, our YouTube channel, because my good friend and my favorite voice actor for both Sonic and Shadow the Hedgehog,
I only liked from the main
Jason Griffith, voiced Zephyr as the narration for the trailer.
Or the very
I can't hear anything in the trailer right now, but maybe they can.
Maybe. Well, yeah, the audience should be able to hear the trailer, but pretty cool.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job. My artist Ida Souza and the colorist Andrew Kramer did a fantastic job. I think this is a genuinely fun story. Zephyr is meant to be the kind of heart of gold, classic superhero character who can hit with a younger audience. But the beautiful thing about a heart of gold character is that just because they have a heart of gold and they want to do the right thing doesn't mean that every choice they make is correct. Sometimes you make bad choices out of good intentions because you're just dumb, and he's dumb. He's a teenager.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions. That's a very, very true idiom.
It is. So, guys, please check it out. If you have already, thank you so very much. The support has been incredible. It has been such that since we crossed 50K for the pre-order sales, I will reveal on stream at some point here shortly
not on this stream, probably tomorrow.
Not on this stream, yeah. The original Andrew head sketch for when I was trying to work out Zephyr's super suit design, and this early sketch is going to be before I kind of hammered in some of the more fine details to it, so it's a little more simplistic. But if we manage to somehow tomorrow spike up high enough to hit 100K, which is within reach.
It's not, yeah, that's not
I have seen our collections and campaigns skyrocket way more than 40K in a 24-hour period. But if we do hit that, I will reveal the entire Andrew sketch, which was the finalized, more or less, design before Kanan White, who's incredible, said, okay, this is good, but let's tweak like this, and then I think we're golden. So thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah. So, and also, guys, remember, obviously it'd be awesome if you could pre-order it, but they will sell it until it sells out on the RIPPAVERSE site. So
it will still be available. So if you can't make it happen right now, it'll still be available until we sell out of the copies. And so at least for a little bit.
And if you can't make it work right now, if, let's just say, keep tuning into Foil Variant, you might get a chance to get a copy. But we'll see what we'll see how that plays out in the future. So go pre-order your Rippazine number 5. Go boundingintocomics.com every day for new news. You can hang out with me tomorrow on Good Mav Ugly over on my channel. And and of course, what time is your closeout stream tomorrow? It'll be like 5,
I actually have no idea yet what time we're doing it. So if we do a closeout stream, we usually do them around like 6 p.m. Central Time, something like that. So like just after normal work hours for us at the RIPPAVERSE. So I will let everybody know on social media and in Discord as soon as I know. I don't know yet.
I'll post when we know. I will also post what is it here? A community post? Is that what they call it? Like I'll let subscribers on YouTube know. Yeah.
Excellent.
But yeah, I think that's it. Shout out to Mark Wade for remembering Jesse Quick exists. And
yes,
I think that's all I've got for the week. Andrew?
That's all I got. Guys, make sure you check out Good Mav Ugly tomorrow. And hopefully I'll see you in the chat there.
Have both of our streams up. We'll both be streaming. Yeah. So give us your views, and we'll see you back here for next Thursday for some more intellectually honest comic book talk. And yeah, that's all I've got. Take it easy, everybody.
Later, guys.
Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics.
How's your comic book collection, Brody?
Oh, it's going good, but I've been